And we welcome you live to the Brevard Sports Network, live from Eau Gallie High School for Friday Night Lights playoff edition now in the regional semifinals as we have the 1-seeded Eau Gallie Commodores and the 4-seeded Titusville Terriers. And what's on the line tonight? Well, that's a trip to the regional finals as well as, arguably more importantly, in-county bragging rights between two schools that don't much like each other very much this season, as the Commodores and the Terriers making it back to the regional semifinals, both of them in this situation in some past seasons, but this one, both teams feeling like they have these teams of destiny this season that could go all the way, but they have to get through one another first in their first matchup all the way back on September 27th. That was a game Eau Gallie came out on top of, but I'll tell you what, many people in this county, and looking at stats as well, looks like Titusville may have outplayed the Commodores in that one, but going 1 for 4 in the red zone in the part of the field that matters is really what cost Titusville that game in a 7-3 loss back in September. But they got what they've wanted all year, a second swing at Eau Gallie, and now again in the postseason with a ticket to the regional finals on the line. I'm Jackson Robb. My color commentator tonight is Logan Petit, and behind the camera running all the stream and all the graphics is Caleb Brown. And Logan, this one's a big one, arguably the biggest game in Brevard County this year and going forward, just for what an effect it has on this county and the teams that they represent. And going to be a big one tonight. Logan, welcome in. And what are you looking for in this one?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's a fun one in the sense of this game. Two teams that have already seen each other once early on in the season. And a fun one for us, too, because we get to go see this game of two teams that have played off. But this one means a little bit more tonight, Jackson. This is to go on and play the winner of Bishop Moore and Denellen. Two good programs. And I've said it before, but it's tough to beat a team twice. It reminds me of when I played, and it was oftentimes we would play Bayside, who was in our district. We'd lose to them in the regular season, then face them again in the playoffs. And, that kind of went back and forth for several years that I played. So it's kind of a rare treat in the sport to be able to play a team twice, but especially playing against the one where this one does mean a little bit more.
Absolutely, and both these teams made it to this point a year ago, but both didn't make it past this point. Titusville fell to a good South Sumter team in the regional semifinals, and Eau Gallie, in surprising fashion, lost to Sebring a year ago. Me and you were here for that game, and I think we can both attest that this Eau Gallie team should have and could have won that football game, but, a few disciplinary things and some penalties got them behind and weren't able to come back in that one. But, again, this year both these programs have some of their best teams in recent memory, and, there's going to be a lot that goes into this game on paper that you can look at to try and, figure out a winner. But at the end of the day, this is a game that is 100% going to come down to which team wants it more, which team's more disciplined. I mean, there's going to be things when you get to the postseason that go beyond the stats and the numbers. And considering how close this first game was and how it truly could have gone either way, this one should be a spectacle of playoff football.
Much like the first game, I mean, it finished 7-3, so obviously that was kind of a defensive slobber knockle. But I think it comes down to the defense in this one as well, Jackson. I mean, we've seen Eau Gallie's defense and what they're capable of doing. Kind of studded by the stalwart up front and Brandon Brown. We saw the big man get a thick 6 last time we were down here. And, first time we've really got the opportunity to see Titusville up close and personal. I mean, obviously we've watched them on other streams throughout the season, but first time seeing them live, I'm excited to see what Tank Harvey can do. A player that only played a half last week in their opening round playoff, and that half that he came back and started playing, they went 17 unanswered and won in overtime. So obviously, he's kind of the heart and soul of that offense, but he also plays defense, kind of the rare scenario where you've got a starting quarterback that's also playing linebacker. So that'll be fun to watch. But like I said, going back to that defense, what can Titusville do to kind of stymie this? We saw a rushing attack out of this Eau Gallie team that we hadn't really seen in a while, and a heck of a quarterback here on this side of the ball. So what can Titusville do to kind of stop this Eau Gallie offense?
Yeah, both teams pretty solid offenses, but they mirror one another. When you look at the Eau Gallie Commodores offense, they are a pass-first offense, and they have one of only two quarterbacks in Brevard County with 2,000 or more passing yards. That would be Joseph Allen with over 2,000 yards this season. On the flip side of the coin with Titusville, they have currently in Max Prep stats the only 1,000-yard rusher in Brevard County in Jamarion Stevens. So you got two absolute superstars on either of these offenses, along with guys like Xavier Luis and Ralph Smith at receiver. But the anchors of those units for Titusville is Jamarion Stevens, a running back who very notably did not play in that first matchup at all. So that's a new factor that Eau Gallie's undoubtedly going to have to account for. But with that front seven that they possessed with, LSU commit Brandon Brown, FAU commit Josh Roberts and company, I don't think that, they can't stop the run. It's just a matter of if they can stop Jamarion Stevens. Now, the other end, Titusville secondary going to have to keep up with Joseph Allen once again. As we're going to have the national anthem here, and we'll be back in just a moment to continue the prep and get ready for kickoff here from Eau Gallie. As the anthem wraps up, we welcome you back here to Eau Gallie, getting set for kickoff here. And as we were talking about the familiarity of these two teams, and again, I don't think, after that first matchup, these two teams are too fond of one another. Again, a lot of things happen, some controversy with the finish and all that, but at the end of the day, Eau Gallie wins that football game and goes on to win the district championship. And, if 4 points go the other way, then Titusville is a district champion here in 3A District 8, which consists of Merritt Island, Titusville, Satellite, Palm Bay, and Eau Gallie. And at the end of the day, you're looking at an Eau Gallie team that went undefeated in this district and goes on to win it. But Titusville, and again, Merritt Island gave them a good push as well, but Titusville would have been that next team in line to win this district if they took that game. But now, again, you get that second chance that you've been looking for all season to get another swing at Eau Gallie and prove that we're a better team than them and we could have and should have beat them. Now here's Titusville's chance on the road in the playoffs to end their season.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the pressure is on Eau Gallie in this game. You've already beat them once. It's tough to beat a team twice. Titusville knows what they did wrong in the last game. They know what worked. They have that tape that they can correct. Now is Eau Gallie going to have the capability of holding on? And they're probably not going to be able to do what they did last time to win the game because they've already seen that.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at this last matchup, a very odd when you look at the box score. Joseph Allen only passed for 20 yards in that game for Eau Gallie, and they escape with a win. For Titusville, no Jamarion Stevens, but Kamari Jackson rushes for over 100 yards in that game. And again, their offense put up, over 200 yards. Eau Gallie's was under 200. So, again, you look at the box score of that game, and you see Titusville wins this football game. They don't. And, that's what they're going to have to count for tonight. The keys for Eau Gallie is going to be, for both teams, is the trench battle. You have really good offensive lines on both sides, really good defensive lines, but most notably when you look at the running backs on either side of the ball here, you got Jamarion Stevens we've talked about for Titusville, but then for Eau Gallie, you have another top 10 rusher in Tay Welch, who's committed to Rhode Island. And was the leading rusher in Brevard County a year ago. So you have arguably two of the best backs, as well as a Wagner commit in the backfield for Eau Gallie as well with Emmanuel Small, and for Titusville with Kamari Jackson. These are deep backfields as well, so you're going to have to control the line of scrimmage to be able to run the ball well and set up that passing game. And again, Titusville doesn't pass the ball as much as Eau Gallie does, but this is a team that likes the deep ball, and they can get that deep connection to a guy like T.J. Brothers or Ralph Smith. That offense is humming, and, obviously for Eau Gallie, they got guys like TJ Maltsby, Makai Biggs, and Xavier Larice out wide. So there are very good playmakers on these offenses, but when you look at these defenses, these are arguably the two strongest units in the county this season.
Yeah, and I think the question comes down to defensively for Eau Gallie is how can they contain Tank White? You said that it's not a team, Titusville's not a team that likes to go out and chuck the ball around the yard, and you're absolutely right, but they have kind of a different asset than what Eau Gallie does, whereas they have Tank White that can take off and run with it, and that's going to force you to defend all 11 players on the field when you got a quarterback that can take off with it. If you block it up right, you're going to get one-on-one, and Tank White's an athlete that can break that one-on-one. But on the flip side, when you got players like Xavier Larice in that secondary, you're going to get quite a game of chess on your hands when it comes to that.
Yeah, and you look at these two teams, the next matchup they would have is either the 2 seed in Bishop Moore or the 3 seed in Denellen, and you look at a winner in this case. If Eau Gallie wins, they're hosting no matter what, no matter who wins that game. For Titusville, it's the flip side. They're traveling no matter what, but at that point, they don't care. That's a chance to go to a regional final. And again, the series all time in this one, as long as Max Prep's record goes, Eau Gallie took the series lead this year with that win. They now lead that series 4-3. And again, now Titusville looking to equalize that as well. And you look at the first round matchups. Eau Gallie is the 1 seed, had a pretty easy win running clock over 8-seeded Crystal River, who was, one of it's their 3rd weakest win of the year. So that's not, I guess, that doesn't tell you that much about Eau Gallie that we didn't already know. But when you look at Titusville, the fact that they could grit out that win over number 5 seeded Merritt Island in overtime, 17-14. Second time this year those two teams have played. Second time this year it ended with that exact same score as the teams take the field. Already pointing at each other. This one going to be a battle. But yeah, I mean, that shows you a lot about Titusville. They trailed, I believe it was 14-0 at half, outscored them 17-0 the rest of the way to make it here. So Titusville's able to win those close games. Eau Gallie's been able to win those close games this year. And so, if you see a close game, it's not really indicative either of who's going to win this football game. On top of that, you look at these two teams. Eau Gallie's only loss is to Tallahassee Lincoln, who went out in round 1 and beat Mainland, a team that a lot of Brevard County teams were familiar with this season. For Titusville, their losses are to Cocoa, which speaks for itself there, but also to West Orange, Eau Gallie, and Seminole. So both these teams' losses are pretty legit. Their wins for Eau Gallie this season over Vero Beach, Rockledge, Heritage, Satellite, University, Titusville, Merritt Island, Palm Bay, Melbourne, and Crystal River. For Titusville, they have wins over Vieira, Spruce Creek, Satellite, Merritt Island twice, Palm Bay, and Astronaut. So both teams with really solid strength of schedules as well as something we haven't talked about, and that kind of attests to both of them having top 4 seeds in these brackets.
Strength of record, too, which
Yeah.
is kind of another metric that recently came on. Like you said, their wins are good wins, their losses are good losses, and losing to a Tallahassee Lincoln team who is historically a very good program, traveling all the way, 5-6 hours up to Tallahassee to go play that game, and keeping it relatively close, is a pretty good testament. Like you said, the losses that Titusville has, those are all teams that are, deep in the playoffs.
Yeah. So Eau Gallie wins the opening coin toss. They'll defer to the second half, so the Commodores will be kicking off to get things underway in this one. As we get set from the 40-yard line to get things underway in the regional semifinals, the Commodores will kick it short. Nobody over there, flying down to the football. Ball still loose, and Eau Gallie has it.
Maybe. I think they do. Eau Gallie thinks they have it.
I believe they do as well. We'll wait for the official word, but it looked like they were the only ones jumping on that football.
And they're going to say Titusville
No,
got it.
Titusville does have it.
I love the idea, though, Jackson. You had a big open space in the middle of the field there. Just kind of pooch that one up and let your return team go get underneath it. You don't necessarily need to squib it down there. Get it up high in the air and allow your guys to go run underneath there and catch it.
I think what almost let them get it as well is the closest returner for Titusville tried to scoop it on the run and overran the ball instead of falling on it. Nearly let Eau Gallie get on it. I thought they did. I guess the ball squeaked out again, and it goes to Titusville. They will start now 1st and 10 at their own 41. The only downside to that is if Titusville gets the ball, it's better starting field position. But I like the play early by Eau Gallie, using that field vision and seeing where they could get the ball the best. Get some score updates halfway through the second quarter. Cocoa leading Berkeley Prep as the Tigers looking to go back to the regional finals once again. Alan Zlatarzinski on that call on the Brevard Sports Network. 1st down and 10 here for Titusville to start at their own 42-yard line. Tank Harvey in the shotgun. Harvey this season has passed for 615 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on 38% completion percentage. Harvey will start with a handoff up the middle, and that's going to go nowhere early on the first carry this season for Jamarion Stevens against this Commodores front seven. Stevens this season, 1,129 yards and 6 touchdowns, missing 2 games.
Yeah, and that's going to be the difference here tonight is that Eau Gallie front. They've got some very big, strong physical players that play in that 3-man front, and that's what you need if you're going to run that type of scheme. Like we said, anchored by the big LSU commit, Brandon Brown, who made his presence known early. They've got him lined up right over the center here. That we saw that cause conflicts when we saw him play Atlantic. 2nd
down and 10, right up the gut again, and nowhere to go again for Jamarion Stevens. It's going to be 3rd and 10 early for Titusville, And I'm impressed early with those Eau Gallie defensive front. They hadn't seen Jamarion Stevens all year, and as I said in that first matchup, Kamari Jackson ended up rushing for over 120 yards. So nice start early. That one gets 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Titusville at their own 43.
Yeah, you know, I might be mistaken unless Brandon Brown's wearing a different number. He's not out there. He could be wearing 56, though. It kind of looks like him. But I don't see 20.
That'll bring up now 3rd down and 9 for Titusville. Harvey drops back to pass, pocket collapsing, throwing on the outside route, incomplete. Overthrows his intended receiver, number 5, TJ Brothers. An opening drive, 3 and out for the Titusville Terriers as they will see 4th and 9 now from their own 43. Really good start for that Eau Gallie defensive front in the secondary. Solid coverage there on 3rd, forces the overthrow.
Yeah, I like the idea of the route there. Just stop it off right there at the sticks and get up what you could. But, you know, Harvey was kind of under pressure early and just let one rip and kind of sailed a little bit on him. And, yeah, like you said, very good start for this Eau Gallie defense, and that's going to be the difference in this game, like we said.
Dean Roberts' punt takes a bounce, and Larice going to pick it up off the bounce. A dangerous returner. Xavier Larice to the right side. Sheds off a tackle. Larice across the 30. Xavier Larice up around the 40. He'll finally be taken down. A late choice to return it is a solid return for Eau Gallie, and they will take over at about their own 40-yard line. And look at this Eau Gallie offense this season. 195 passing yards a game with 23 passing touchdowns overall. Rushing 95 yards a game with 12 rushing touchdowns overall. They average 30 points a game offensively. Look at the Titusville defense, however. They have 19 sacks, 12 interceptions, and only allow 17 points a game. So clash of titans here, 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 39. 10:25 to go in the opening quarter. Commodores with the football for the first time tonight. Allen will start in the shotgun. Joseph Allen, the former MCC Hustler a year ago. First year here at Eau Gallie into the regional semifinals. And Allen starts with a handoff right up the middle. Solid run to the outside. Scampers for about a gain of 5. And they're going to get a 15-yard penalty on Eau Gallie.
Can't do that, man. That's well after the whistle. I mean, I know he's still blocking, but then he has the player on the ground, falls right on top of him well after the whistle. And that nice pickup on 1st down is going to result in 15 yards back.
Personal foul will come on Moz Pitts, and that's one of the biggest keys I think we had for this game for both teams is keeping your composure. You got to have the discipline. This is what bounced Eau Gallie last year in a very winnable game against Sebring. I saw it firsthand last week with an MCC team I think could have beat Orlando Christian Prep, but penalties could be decision makers this time of the year in the playoffs, and you're going to see it early and often in this game between two rivals.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You know, you say the best teams are in the playoffs, the best teams are playing in the second round of the playoffs, but part of being the best teams is being disciplined teams, and that was an undisciplined football play right there. It was not necessary.
And now going to be 1st down and long for Eau Gallie at their own 29. It's 1st down and 20. Trips near side. Allen will still turn and give up the middle. And again, it is Tay Welch to the left side of the line, getting back to around the original line of scrimmage. A nice carry on 1st down. Would have been enough to move the chains if it was just 1st and 10, but this time it is going to be now 2nd down and 10 back at the original line of scrimmage at the 39.
Yeah, good run, kind of back-to-back similar plays that they just ran, and you know, Welch does a great job of finding the hole and getting up in it and picking up what he can. He's very quick to hit that hole, kind of a different style runner than Jamarion Stevens on the other side.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here for Eau Gallie at their own 39-yard line. Trips in a bunch formation on the far side. Joseph Allen turns, throws a quick screen to Xavier Larice. Larice trying to get to the outside. Nice tackle around the legs there by Tank Harvey, the two-way player for the Terriers. And both teams with a similar fate to start the game. It's a 3 and out.
Shouldn't it be 3rd down right now?
They changed the down marker. It was initially said 1st and 20, and then after that play it turned into 3rd and 10. Can't explain it, but that's what happened on the far side. I don't know if that personal foul was supposed to be 2nd down and 20.
Dead ball, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Okay, that checks out then.
So to be 4th down and 9, Eau Gallie to punt. Xavier Larice is the punter. And one back deep to return for Titusville is Alex Christian, and that one will roll out of bounds inside the Titusville 20, and that's where the Terriers will take back over here for their 2nd drive of the game. Their opening drive didn't go far. It was a 3 and out, only gain of 1 yard overall. Our game tonight presented by Doug Connor, Inc. We'll tell you more about them throughout the night, as well as the FHSAA, the Florida High School Athletic Association. And again, it feels like a great night for football as well. Football weather Florida edition starting to roll in. Nothing like Cleveland last night, but
Thank
temperatures,
God.
yeah, temperatures below 70. So feeling a little brisk, seeing some hoodies and jackets in the stands. So feels like football here. Not a blizzard, but it's not scorching hot either. First down and 10 here for Eau Gallie. Now turning to Titusville with first down. Hand off, trying to find somewhere to go again. That Eau Gallie front winning the battle in the trenches on the early stint of this game here. 8:28 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that three-man front's doing an excellent job of getting penetration. They're just putting that offensive line on skates and leaving the running back nowhere to go. Whether it's Stevens or right there we saw Jackson with the ball, and they can't get anything going.
It'll be second down and 10, nowhere to go on that carry. In the backfield with Tank Harvey is this time Kamari Jackson, who rushed for 120 yards in their first matchup. Eau Gallie showing blitz. They bring it all. Harvey drops back to pass, throwing on a quick slant. It is broken up. Incomplete. Good coverage that time by Timothy Hill for Eau Gallie.
Tank's shaking up, too, on that. He took a drilling, and that's probably why the ball was a little bit behind the receiver. He puts it out in front of him. The receiver was in A1 position to catch the ball with the lead, and he might have housed it, but throws the ball a little bit behind it, allows the secondary player to get his hand on it and pop it up. But kind of a unfortunate situation for Titusville's offense. If that's a well-placed ball, we're talking about a different game.
We're going to have third down and 10 off the incompletion on second. Harvey in the shotgun for third down and 10. Tries the hard count. Will be a handoff on third down. And again, the run up the middle, not getting anything going early here for Titusville. And it's going to bring up fourth down and 9. Again, second straight drive, a 3-and-out for the Terriers. And talked about the battle in the trenches, Logan, and Eau Gallie making their statements early.
Oh, yeah, they're coming out hot here, man, and it is. It's that front three that's just making themselves known in this 3-4 front. And last time we saw this Eau Gallie team play against University, it was the linebackers, those outside backers that were getting involved. Tonight, not so much. Those three down linemen are just eating up gaps.
Pre-snap penalty here ahead of the punt by Dean Roberts to come. Roberts, one of the best special teams players in Brevard County when it comes to kicking and punting. White hat here is counting players, so may have something to do with that here. The flag's waved off. Our officials tonight from Jacksonville. And they'll stay at the same spot on the field. 4th and 9. Dean Roberts inside his own 5 to punt this one away. Gets off. Nice spiraling football down to Xavier Larice, who takes it, slips down, and yeah, his knee did hit there, so won't get a chance to return it there. Kind of stuck in a sand pit there, and that'll bring up now first down and 10 for Eau Gallie at their own 37-yard line.
It's great, and I love a natural field, natural grass, but part of the problem with the natural grass is you get late in the season like this, you're going to get some dead spots on it, and unfortunately for Xavier Larice, who had pretty good room there on that punt return, he got snatched up and grabbed by the turf monster.
Everybody in the comments, I understand we're working with the technical difficulties and with the connection, and looking to get it as smooth as we can right now, so we are working on it. Understand there are complaints, but right now we're just doing what we can do. As we have a break in the action here, 7:14 to go in the first quarter. It'll be first down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 37-yard line.
This game is being brought to you by Doug Connor, Inc. Doug Connor, Inc. is a family-owned and operated construction company serving Central Florida since 1985. DCI offers a full line of construction services, including complete site development, recycled concrete, aggregate debris collection, and removal. DCI offers a variety of services designed to ensure the quality, timely, and cost-effective completion of a wide range of commercial and residential projects. With their commitment to outstanding service, DCI has built a loyal and solid clientele with many repeat customers. So if you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, please feel free to call them at the office, 321-259-8349, or visit them at www.dougconnor.com.
First down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 37, man in motion, pre-snap, play fake, throwing a quick slant, nice catch over the middle with a man draped on his back there. On the reception for Eau Gallie is DJ Maltzby. Maltzby this season for the Commodores has 477 yards and 4 touchdowns, makes a nice grab there for 9 yards.
And that's good ball placement right there. It's kind of similar to the play that we saw on Titusville's last drive, but that's where that ball needs to go, out in front of the receiver. let his long arms get out there and grab it, and good job to retain the catch and come down with it.
Handoff up the middle on 2nd and 1's going to have enough for an Eau Gallie first down on the carry by the Rhode Island commit, Tay Welch. This season, 711 yards and 8 touchdowns, and that's our first down of the game for either squad. As it will be first down and 10, Eau Gallie already up at their own 49-yard line.
And I believe Brandon Brown is wearing 56 tonight, Jackson, because it looks like he is lined up at right guard. Can't wear 20 and line up at right guard, so.
It'll be first down and 10 for Eau Gallie at their own 49. Allen play fakes, going over the top, has his man open. Maltby in the breadbasket, caught. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. 51-yard touchdown, Joseph Allen to DJ Maltby. And there go the Commodores, striking first here at home in the regional semifinals. Great ball, great catch, and the Commodores are on the board first.
What a play-action shot will do for you, Jackson, especially on first down. It's a running down, but you get secondary players that are peeking in the backfield, and they bite up on that run fake. You get a wide-open streak going down the sideline, and that's exactly what we just saw right there. Good throw by Allen. Excellent catch by Maltby. Now we're talking about 6-0 game.
No safety help over the top, and now we're just talking about one-on-one coverage. Maltby takes the first step. Allen floats it up. Great ball, great catch. And Eau Gallie strikes first with a 51-yard touchdown. Extra point is up and no good. And not the start you want on the extra point there, but definitely the start you want on that offense. 51-yard touchdown there for Allen. That's touchdown number 24 of the season. And for DJ Maltby, that's reception number 5 for a touchdown. It's 51-yard touchdown, puts the Commodores on the board first, 6-0 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And I guarantee you that secondaries coach over there at Titusville is grabbing that safety in corner saying, you have no business looking in the backfield. Doesn't matter if they're running the ball or not. You need to keep your eye on that receiver, because that's what happens when you peek in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good ball by Allen, too. I mean, that deep ball has been something I've seen a lot of teams be a step off. That one was right where it needed to be. Lets Maltby get some good run after catch, too. And exactly how you draw it up if you're Eau Gallie, and if you're Titusville, you have to expect plays like that. The secondary is going to get tested. This is a good passing football team. Allen with over 2,000 yards. And you got to be expecting plays like that. But something big to note, missing that extra point. I've seen that cost some teams multiple times this season. And Commodores have the 6-0 lead. This one returnable short by Kamari Jackson. Wrangled down at about their own 35-yard line. That's where Titusville will take over with first and 10. Their first 2 drives have ended with the exact same fate. 2 3-and-outs, both punts on 4th down and 9. And all simple as that, they got to do better offensively considering they are now behind in this game early.
Yeah, but at this point in the game, I mean, it's still early. We're only halfway through the first quarter. You don't have to play like you're behind. And what I mean by that is you don't have to start pressing and try and jump back up on top of it. Just play your game, continue trying to find a rhythm, and you know, eventually you'd like to hope you'd be able to get into that rhythm.
Welcome back here to Eau Gallie. Tank Harvey going deep on 2nd and 10, overthrows his intended receiver. That is TJ Brothers going deep. And again, we welcome everyone back to the Brevard Sports Network. Deeply apologize for switching streams, but want to make sure all of you can watch it. Not like Netflix here. We're going to make sure this stream actually runs smooth. And again, apologize for the slow start for anyone just getting caught up. Eau Gallie leading 6-0 off of a 51-yard touchdown pass. Currently, Titusville has the football. 3rd down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. You look at this Titusville offense this season, 84 passing yards a game, but 209 rushing yards a game. And right now on 3rd and 10, may be forced to throw this ball again here, as they haven't been able to connect through the passing game yet. So far, 0 for 3.
Yeah, so far it looks like this Eau Gallie defense is also aware that Titusville likes to run the football and has completely taken that away. And
Eau Gallie stacks the box, brings a big blitz, and they get home with a sack on Tank Harvey. And that is a sack for the recent Wagner commit, Emmanuel Small. And that's going to push him back 4th down and long. And for the 3rd straight drive for Titusville to open the game, it's a 3-and-out. And we'll see Dean Roberts for the 3rd time, and not in the way that Titusville would hope for Dean Roberts to be kicking field goals or extra points. It's all punts so far for Roberts. 4th and long this time, Titusville to punt from inside their own 30.
Yeah, it looked like they had some sort of a line game going on. They just collapsed that left side of the line, and
that one looked like it may have been tipped on the punt. Either way, it angles towards the sideline, out of bounds at about the Eau Gallie 45, and that's where the Commodores will take over. We're going to have the first quarter water break here with 4:39 to go. Never mind.
No, we already had
That's the word we got, but not the true one. Again, score update up in North Brevard. Cocoa leading Berkeley Prep 17-0 early as the Tigers looking to have no troubles here to advancing back to the regional finals. First down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 45-yard line. Start a drive number 3. First drive 3 and out. Second drive touchdown. To start this drive, it'll be a run for Tay Welch. Keeping those legs churning. Solid first down run of 4 yards. Gets him up to the 49-yard line for second down and 6. Nice run to start there for Welch.
Yeah, I know Gallie's doing a nice job of being able to establish the run a little bit. Kind of the opposite of what we're seeing out of Titusville. That, every run they've had has picked up, moderate to decent yardage, and that's what's going to open up that passing game, as we saw on their last drive with that play action. You've got to respect that run, and if you're respecting the run, then the play action game obviously is going to open up.
Second down and 6 for Eau Gallie at their own 49 from right here at their own 49. Last drive, they went all the way for a touchdown. This time, play fake to Larice, handoff to Tay Welch, who gets tripped up at about the line of scrimmage, dives forward for 3 yards, and now definitely a third and manageable here for Eau Gallie to be third down and 3 at the Titusville 48-yard line. And at this point, the way they've been running the football on third down and third and short, it's definitely an open book in the playbook if you want to throw it, or you could easily run it.
I think you continue with the run game in this situation. I think you have 2 plays to pick up, 2-3 yards here. You're on your side of the 50 with the way your defense has been playing thus far. I think you take the chance. If you don't pick up this third down running the ball, then you go for it on 4th.
Third down and 3 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 48-yard line. 0 for 1 so far tonight on third downs. Play fake, Allen over the middle, up the seam, and he just overleads his receiver that time, looking for, I believe, Jay Latson, incomplete there up the seam, and they're not going to take that approach. Logan, on 4th and 3, they will send out the punt unit here, and looking to play the field position game.
I would have liked to have seen to go Mekhi Biggs there. I think he had him a little bit more open on that underneath slant as opposed to the deeper glance route, and a better ball, he gets it there, but I think Biggs was a little bit more open, and that certainly would have gotten you the first down. We see it all the time, Jackson, on third down, especially 3rd and 3, go get 3. You don't necessarily have to go with the deeper route just because it's third down. 3 yards still gets you a first.
Bad snap. Larice picks it up and boots it down inside the 20. Muffed ball on the ground, scooped up and now being returned by Titusville. Calamity there for a moment. It was muffed, picked up, and still returned there by Alex Christian for a decent return after it was all said and done, and it will now be first down and 10 for the Titusville Terriers. 3 drives so far. All 3 of them have been 3 and outs, and overall as an offense, they have net negative yardage. So far the Eau Gallie defensive line's been huge. They've completely stopped the run game, and passing the football, Titusville hasn't connected with a completed pass yet, and on the last drive it was ended with a sack. So far that Eau Gallie defense, which only lets up 9 points a game, has been a force up front. First and 10 now for Titusville at their own 20 is where Christian went out of bounds in the backfield. Harvey brings Christian in motion, tosses to the outside to Jamarion Stevens, who slips and loses yardage. First one in there to make the official stop was Emmanuel Small. That's a loss of a yard. Second down and 11 now for Titusville at their own 19-yard line. Second down and 11 coming up after the loss. Got to tell you, Eau Gallie's defense right now looking extremely strong. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second down and 11. This one going to be a give to Jamarion Stevens again. Up the gun, he slips again in that same patch of grass. He'll go down for a yard, maybe 2. Could have been more, though, as he gets 2 yards. It'll be third down and 9 now for Titusville at their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, and Titusville at this point, I know it's early in this game. It's only the first quarter still, but they're going to have to find something to supplement this run game, whether it's quick passes, bubble screens, slipping out Jamarion Stevens in a little slip screen or a swing pass, something to get him the ball in his hands out in space, because right now running between the tackles just simply is not working.
Yeah, we're going to have pre-snap whistles here, and it's going to be a false start on Titusville, going to make this task a little taller than it already was. It's going to be third down and 14 for them back at their own 16-yard line. Not the position the Terriers want to be in here early.
No, not at all.
It's going to be third down and 14 for the Terriers at their own 16. First down line to gain is the 30-yard line. And a lot of times this season against certain teams, even on third and this long, you still think about running the football. But I think with Eau Gallie's front and especially how they're stacking this box, pass I think is the only option.
Well, they're showing pressure. They're showing a cover zero look, and that's exactly what they're in, showing
one,
that pressure.
And on the run is Harvey trying to get away, hit as he throws, nearly intercepted. And that was number 8, Rayshawn Berry, had that ball right in his chest, incomplete. And Berry was the one player lined up on that D-line that pulled off, nearly came up with the interception as Harvey threw that one into triple coverage. Somehow, nobody comes away with it. 4th down and 14 to come.
Yeah, pulled out with a little robber look. He's showing pressure. You've got coverage zero or man-to-man coverage behind him, and he's kind of just going to sit in that low hole there in the middle and kind of just play surveyor, and sees the action going over to that sideline, sees the quarterback rolling out. He's going to follow that quarterback, and that was right place, right time. Just got to come down with it.
Dean Roberts on to punt for the 4th time tonight already. This one going back to Larice. And he's going to take it off the bounce again. Larice across midfield. Larice still on his feet and shunted out of bounds at about the Titusville 40. Really good starting field position here for Eau Gallie. Their best of the game here with 1:08 to go in the first quarter of action here from Eau Gallie. The Commodores leading 6-0 off of a 51-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Allen to DJ Maltzby. It'll be 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie at the Titusville 40. And already, I mean, in that one touchdown pass, Allen has twice as many yards as he had in their first entire game against Titusville. So you can already see improvement there offensively, which is something we were looking for. 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie at the Titusville 40-yard line. Joseph Allen will be in the shotgun once again. Bunch receivers all on the far side of the field for 1st down. Allen brings a man in motion. That's Larice. Jet touch pass to Xavier Larice. Larice gets the corner, trying to get that edge set. Doesn't fully set, but he still picks up 4 yards on 1st down, which we've seen is exactly what you need to start a drive out well. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 36.
Yeah, good gain of 4 there, but I think Titusville did a pretty nice job of stringing that out. I mean, we've seen Larice's athleticism and playmaker ability, so not giving him an edge to actually just put his foot up in the grass and get vertical. That was a nice job just stringing that out, using the sideline as a defender.
2nd down and 6 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 36. Again, Allen in the shotgun, trips near side for the receiving corps. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Could be the last play here if it ends in bounds. 2nd down and 6, direct handoff up the middle, and that time no gain for Tay Welch up the gut. Nice stop by number 7 for the Terriers defense, Dion Bland. And that is going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Eau Gallie, but that play will have to wait till the second quarter of action. Is now first quarter in the books here from Eau Gallie, and I'll tell you what, Commodores looking strong through the first quarter, but they only hold a 6-point lead through the first quarter, 6-0. Eau Gallie leads off of a 51-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Allen to DJ Maltzby. Both defenses flexing their muscles a bit here through the first quarter, but so far the Commodores with the edge at the end of the first quarter. 6-0 is the lead in favor of Eau Gallie. I'd like to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association for granting permission to broadcast, and remind everybody that to go check out FHSAA.com or at FHSAA on all social medias for all information regarding state series events and tournaments. All the tournament brackets are on FHSAA.com, all the rankings, and all the information regarding the state championships this year, which are held down in Miami at Pitbull Stadium down at FIU. And if you're interested in booking your trip down to Miami for the state championships, check out FHSAA.com for all that information. And I know both of these fan bases are confident that they'll be there, so might as well get a jump on your planning. 3rd down and 6 to come after no gain on the 2nd down carry by Tay Welch. It'll be 3rd down now for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 36-yard line, and I think in this case could most definitely be 4-down territory.
I think now's a good time of any to run kind of a screen. Trying to go to this stack look, maybe clear out the box and go to some sort of little, like maybe a tunnel screen coming back underneath, or even a slip screen to Welch.
Got to watch Maltzby and Larice here on the near side stacked up. No screen just to give to Tay Welch. Welch runs through some tackles. Welch still on his feet, and he gets about a yard short of the line to gain. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And looks like personnel changing up a bit here, but doesn't look like a full punt unit
No,
necessarily.
I think they're going to a Wildcat look. They just brought
Joseph Allen comes off, Small comes on.
Yeah, I think they're and they also brought Josh Robertson as well, a defensive lineman, so he's going to line up kind of as a pseudo fullback here. Yeah, it's a Wildcat look here.
Big play here, 4th down and 2 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 32. Man in motion, direct snap, and a keeper up the middle. And Eau Gallie's got the first down. That's Xavier Larice up across the 25-yard line. And Larice does it himself that time. They don't direct snap it to Welch or Small. They go to Larice, fakes the give to Welch. That was an option play for him, and he saw the look, takes it inside, sheds a tackle, gets to the 24, first down Eau Gallie.
I mean, to me, in my opinion, that's Eau Gallie's best ball player. Why not put the ball in his hands on a big 4th down?
Yeah, I like the call, and you have your two best there on the option with Welch and Larice. Quick hurry up back to the football. 1st and 10 Eau Gallie at the Titusville 24. Direct handoff to Tay Welch, who gets hit in that gap hard and dropped quickly there by Jeremy Priest on the play for Titusville. That'll make it 2nd down and about 8 here for Eau Gallie.
Good stick by Priest there, getting off the block and stymieing Tay Welch before he can really get anything going, which is a tall task, and does a really nice job there of doing it.
10:30 to go in the first quarter here. 6-0 Eau Gallie with the lead. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 for the Commodores at the Titusville 23-yard line. Knocking on the door of the red zone here, presented by our great sponsors tonight. 2nd down and 8. Allen play fakes, bootleg out to the right side, pocket collapsing. Allen will just throw it away there. Smart play as he was pursued adamantly there by number 99 for Titusville. That's Bill Jefferson, their sack leader this season.
That was nice coverage there in the back end. I mean, he kind of, with the rollout like that, half-field read, and Titusville does a nice job of taking away that half field, really left him nowhere to go. He had the option to run it, but he did have kind of a flat route that was covered up there, leaving the defender kind of near the line of scrimmage. So I like the idea of just kind of getting rid of it.
Good throwaway by Allen, but that now brings up 3rd down and 8 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 23-yard line. Allen in the shotgun, both receivers on either side stacked up. Allen jots back on 3rd down, thrown to the outside, wide open curl route at the sticks, has the first down. Trying to get upfield, dancing back and forth, loses the football at the end of that play. Was he down first is the question.
And they're going to say he's down.
It was very close over there on that sideline, whether those knees were down. That ball came out at the end of that one.
Yeah, he was doing a little dancey dance over there, too, trying to pick up extra yardage. You can hear the coaches over here saying, get upfield. And
I agree there.
I could tend to agree with him as well.
That was Jay Latson, the recent Wagner commit, but they do rule him down, which is a big relief for Eau Gallie, putting them inside the red zone.
They're going to go to that Wildcat look again. They just pulled Allen off the field.
1st down and 10 for Eau Gallie, just outside the Titusville 10. It'll be 1st and 10 from about the 12. First down will be inside the 2 if they don't get in the end zone. In the Wildcat, Larice in the shotgun. Larice takes the snap. Muffed exchange to the ground it goes. Emmanuel Small falls on it to avoid any sort of disaster there. And that's going to now bring up 2nd down and 13 for Eau Gallie back to the 15-yard line.
And that's part of the risk that you run there. Running kind of a Wildcat look on 1st down, it's going to knock them back to 2nd down. And not your usual quarterback, not a guy that's, super accustomed to handing the ball off multiple times a game. And, you kind of mess up with the mesh points sometimes. And it worked one time, and you think, obviously they rep it in practice and all that, but, that can happen in situations.
As well, you got to have an internal timer when you're really able to pull it before Small is committed to taking that and going with it.
Exactly.
2nd down and 13 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 15-yard line. About midway through quarter number 2, Commodores with a 6-point lead. Man in motion coming across. Will go behind is Larice. Play fake for Allen. Pocket collapsing from behind. Allen will go down. Big sack there for number 33 for Titusville. That is Waylon Gardner with the play. 3rd down and 18 now for Eau Gallie back at the Titusville 20.
It's a great sack there out of Gardner coming back from the linebacker position there. And actually it looks like he's playing defensive end, just kind of beat that right tackle and came off the edge. Good rip and dip and getting in there to make a 2nd and long into a 3rd and long.
First sack of the night for Titusville is a loss of 4. 3rd down and 17 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 19. Allen turns and just gives it to Welch. Welch off the right side of the line, falls forward past the original line of scrimmage to about the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and about 8. Now we'll trot the field goal unit here tonight for the first time. Now, last time we saw him, it was a missed extra point from Chase Karpowicz. They're going to need this one. Look to get this one through the uprights as Welch is ruled down at the 12. This will be about they're going to put him at the 11, so a 28-yard attempt for Karpowicz right down the middle.
Yeah, right down the pipes there. You are right. He did miss the first extra point, but he's kind of lined up right down the middle. And Titusville's defense does a pretty nice job of tightening up there. They are going to get him for a offsides call
Titusville
here.
went early there.
They did. He trying to time up the snap and go get the block, and did not time it up.
Now it's going to be 4th down and 4 here for Eau Gallie, down at the 5-yard line. Still expect them to kick this field goal, but kind of opens up that thought of trying to run some sort of hard count or something, because if you can get them to jump, it's 1st and goal. Now it'll be a 22-yard field goal try here for Chase Karpowicz, still right down the middle. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Karpowicz from 22 is good. And with 7:01 to go in the second quarter, our score, Eau Gallie 9, Titusville 0. And that makes it a 2-possession game early before Titusville has even moved the chains offensively. So, defense is turning Eau Gallie's offense up here. And a nice kick by Karpowicz to put them up by 9.
2-possession game, but I think if you're Titusville defensively, I think you might chalk that one up as a win. Keeping them out of the end zone. They were in scoring position there, kind of bowed up there and forced them into 4th down and forced them into that field goal. Now the hopes is if you're Titusville, get something going on offense to kind of even the score, so to speak, and get yourself some points on the board.
They don't worry about the hard count that time, and they just go straight up, snap, kick, good, and it's a 9-0 lead for Eau Gallie now. Back to kickoff. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Commodores with the 9-point lead here in the regional semifinals here in 3A Region 2. Karpowicz kicks it a little bit deeper. Still a high ball this time taken. Muffed by Alex Christian over to the sideline, and Titusville's going to fall back on it again. And, man, that is 3 muffed kicks / punts already. Titusville's been okay on the receiving end of all of them, but, man, how many times can you get lucky?
Eventually you'd think the levee's going to burst. And
they're going at Alex Christian at this point, I believe. I mean, that's who they've kicked it to pretty much every time outside of the first, which just went to empty space.
Right, and I mean, I'd continue doing that.
6:58 to go in the first half. 1st and 10, Titusville at their own 21-yard line. As it looks like we have the second quarter water break here with 6:58. We have our second sponsor of the night. That'd be Family Wellness and Health and Associates, and Logan will tell you all about our second sponsor of tonight.
Family Wellness and Health Associates, Inc. goes beyond just health care coverage. Whether you're caring for a family member or yourself or your whole family, their holistic approach ensures your health, wellness, and overall well-being are supported with expert guidance and care, all at no extra cost to you. FWH and Associates, Inc. has several locations across Central Florida ready to serve you and your community. Find a location near you and come on in. Can't wait to meet you. To find their locations, visit www.florida-blue-fwh.com.
First play for Titusville on this drive, another run up the middle, and similar result to many others so far in this game. Not a big gain up the middle there by Jamarion Stevens, and as I mentioned pregame, only rusher right now in documented stats over 1,000 yards this season. So, and someone that Eau Gallie didn't have to worry about the first time they played because he was inactive, but this time around they are having to deal with him, but not showing much struggle early. Only a gain of about 2 on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, they're doing a very nice job of keeping them at bay. That's what I'm saying. If this Titusville offense wants to get something going, they're going to need to get them out in space and try and get them. You can't do that.
Yeah, Kamari Jackson catches on the out, immediately runs backwards. And Eau Gallie, the big stop. And I'll tell you what, defensively, Emmanuel Small, the Wagner commit, making some big plays, gets him there, and that is going to be ruled as a loss of yardage and a solid loss back to the 20, a loss of 3, 3rd and 11.
And, he had gained about 3 on that quick little out route. And, that yards have been hard to come by if you're Titusville at this point. You don't want to go backwards. I know he's trying to make a play. He's trying to, juke somebody out and get extra yards. But, kind of take what you have at that point. You can't go broke taking a profit. And right there, he needed to take a profit.
Third down and 11 for Titusville back at their own 20. Score update that's very important to everyone watching here. Donnellan and Bishop Moore tied at 7 early in that. That would be the next round opponent, the winner of that game for the winner of this game. Third down and 11. Harvey drops back, quick throw up the seam, nearly intercepted again for Eau Gallie. And that one was straight to the defender who was down on his knees. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 11, and I believe the 5th straight drive now to start this game as a 3-and-out.
That was Barry again. They need to get him over on the jugs machine. That's twice he's had an opportunity to get a pretty big interception and went right through his arms. But great job defensively again by this Eau Gallie defense. They brought the pressure again right there. Third down, that's kind of been their MO, is just bringing that pressure specifically off of the edge. And it's really making this Titusville offense uncomfortable. They need to open up the playbook a little bit more. Start incorporating some screens, some quick passes, something like that to get into a rhythm because their standard run game is not working.
Larice on the move, on the return, gets across the 50 and slips down. We're going to get a flag on the either blind side or crackback block there.
Can't do it.
Yeah, they call that
and
on
that was,
Timothy Hill.
And, you know, I'm a proponent of keep your head on a swivel on a lot of these blocks. That was a crackback block.
I saw that one. So that's going to push them back 15 from where that return ended at about the Titusville 45. Still solid field position for Eau Gallie, but you don't want to have it there. And it's going to be a blindside block there called on Timothy Hill for Eau Gallie.
Yeah, and what would be, you know, getting the ball at the 50-yard line, you're not going to get it at the, 35? Yeah, you know, it's just self-inflicted wound right there. I mean, I know you've moved the ball moderately well on some drives. Other drives you haven't, but you certainly, you know, in a playoff game to go play and practice on Thanksgiving, you want to take all the yards you can get, and you certainly don't want to go backwards.
5:17 to go in the first half. Eau Gallie with a 9-0 lead. First down and 10 for Titusville, or Eau Gallie on their own 35-yard line. Joseph Allen in the shotgun. Turns, gives to Tay Welch on the right side of that line. For the run, nowhere going strong there.
I'll tell you what happened right there. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. 71 right there, the offensive lineman. Thought he was going to get called for a jump or jumping off sides, and they didn't call it. And that's why he just stopped. And Titusville's defense thought that they were going to get an offside or a false start penalty as well. He did flinch. They didn't call it, and he was kind of assuming. They snapped the ball. They never called it or blew the whistle, and he's kind of stuck in no man's land, not blocking anybody. So good job out of Welch to be able to, you know, pick up 2-3 yards there, considering he was playing with one blocker down.
Again, a 2, second down and 8 for Eau Gallie at their own 37-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Joseph Allen drops back, has plenty of time, lets it fly, has his man downfield, off the fingertips, incomplete. And just overleads his receiver, who's going to come limping off the field. That looks like number 5, Jay Latson, the Wagner commit, who they've looked for deep a few times, and I just couldn't have him that time, a little bit too far in front. But Latson, the future Wagner commit, not feeling great coming off the field there, incomplete as he laid out for that one.
And he had him on the inside move on the post. Allen kind of puts it more towards the seam, which means Latson kind of had to redirect the route, and it kind of lost his footing a little bit and lost a step. If he puts that towards the middle of the field and lets him get up underneath it, we're talking 6 points.
Third down and 8. Quick throw to the outside is caught in stride up to about midfield. Nice grab through the hit there.
That should be a 15-yard penalty. That should be a 15-yard penalty on the safety. Just completely decapitated the player as he's going down. We don't have targeting in high school, but that would have been
15 yards.
That would have been that would have been targeting if
I
we
just saw it on here. Yeah, that was a big hit to
Can't do
Maltby.
that. I mean, defenseless player leading with the crown of the helmet coming right at his head or neck area. I mean, what more do you need?
Maltby takes the hit, picks up a first down.
Great job to hold on to it, too, and pop back up. I mean, that was a scary hit.
First down and 10, Eau Gallie at midfield where the logo would be. 4 minutes to go in the first half. This one just to give up the gut to Emmanuel Small. Quick burst of speed for Small. And E-Man gets up to about the Titusville 45-yard line for second down and 5. And it's been hit or miss running the football for Eau Gallie. You've seen some bursts for about 5 or 6. Then you've seen some that go for no gain. That time it is the former. And that's exactly what they need to start the set of downs now. Second and 5 for Eau Gallie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the scoring drives they've had, they ran the ball effectively. I know the touchdown came off of a long pass, but it was a play-action pass, which means, you know, if it connects, they have to respect that run game. And this one here, they're running the ball pretty well.
Second down and 5 now for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 45. Allen turns, gives to Emmanuel Small again on the counter, trying to get to the outside, stays on his feet, has the first down. Small across the 35. Emmanuel Small down to the Titusville 30 for an Eau Gallie first down. Nice run by Small, and that's someone, you got an injured Terrier down back at the line of scrimmage. But, you know, you look at, talk about Tay Welch, and we do plenty enough, but, they lost Delvonte Williams this year going over to Merritt Island, but I think Emmanuel Small has done a fantastic job filling that hole as a back and stepping up into that role. He's a D1 football commit as well. He's not like it should surprise anyone. He's as good as he is, but it's been a great compliment in that running game.
It's a different compliment, though, because,
Yeah.
you kind of had thundering and lightning when you had Welch and Williams. Welch is, he's got a little bit more power to him maybe than, Small maybe has a little bit more power to him than Welch does, but it's kind of almost like lightning and lightning when those two are in the backfield.
And that's the last guy you want to see coming off the field for Titusville. That is Tank Harvey, one of your best linebackers, and obviously your starting quarterback.
That's kind of the risk you run when you're starting your quarterback at linebacker, though. I understand the numbers, and that's a playmaker you want to have on the field at all times, but not necessarily what you want to see. But it's kind of a tough decision you got to make. But
especially when he's so great at both positions.
Exactly. It's tough to pick one, but you run that risk if you're going to play your quarterback on defense.
1st and 10 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 30. Pre-snap whistles again here. Not ready to get going just yet. Now ready to go. Clock continues to roll. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Eau Gallie kind of with the clock on their side because they're getting the ball after half as well. Looking to go 2 for 1 here before the break.
I think with the way they're moving the football, too, you kind of bleed as much time as you can here.
1st down and 10 for the Commodores at the Titusville 30. Joseph Allen, play fakes this time. Going over the top, up the seam, overthrows that one.
He was expecting his split-out receiver there, the one on the top of the trip set. I think they was expecting him to go deep.
Yeah, Biggs was the closest receiver to that one, but it was well over his head. Score for those asking, it's still 9-0 Eau Gallie over Titusville. Cocoa up 23-0 early in the third, so the Tigers, well, we talked about Berkeley Prep and how they could beat Cocoa, but we can talk about coulds all day. But
I think they would have had a better chance than Lake Placid did. Me and Caleb saw Lake Placid last week, and it just,
seems like a similar result soon to come.
I don't know, man. 63
Not
nothing
that
is
score.
tough.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Emmanuel Small again to the right side. Small across the 20, still on his feet inside the red zone. That's going to be another Eau Gallie 1st down and 10, and Emmanuel Small having himself a first half here for Eau Gallie. Moving inside the red zone here.
Emmanuel Small, but he runs big, man. Like I said, he's got wiggle, he's got speed, but he does have that power, and he runs through people. And, when we say that, it's like you're not there. He's just running that way whether you're there or not. And if you get in the way, if you're going to get on the tracks, you got to understand that the train's coming.
And they're inside the Doug Connor Inc. red zone. 1st down and 10 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 15-yard line so far tonight. 1 red zone trip and 1 field goal when they've been inside the 20. Trips far side for Allen on 1st down. And it's going to be a handoff to Emmanuel Small again on that left side of the line. Small still on his feet, down inside the 5. Emmanuel Small fighting, and he's going to get all the way in. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. What a run from the Wagner commit. Emmanuel Small from 15 yards out. And that was just a run of want and determination to get into that end zone. And Emmanuel Small drags defenders 15 yards to the house. And Eau Gallie now penning the extra point, looking to go ahead 16-0.
That's a senior that wants to practice on Thanksgiving. He said, we can eat turkey later. I want to continue my playing career, and that's a run that shows that. He wanted to get in that end zone. There was nobody stopping him from getting in that end zone. Jackson, I would consider going for 2 here.
I would put him up by 17. We're going to get Eau Gallie's first time out of the half here with 1:50 to go. And as it stands currently on the scoreboard, it's 15-0. Go for 2, it's 17. If you don't, it's 16. Simple as that. And, missing that first extra point is how they're in this situation, sitting at 15 points. They scored a touchdown, missed an extra point, and then took a field goal to get to 9. And what we're hearing up here from the coaches currently is the consensus is to kick the extra point. And they make a good point. You're in the lead right now by a solid margin. You don't need to chase points in this situation. The only, silver lining of it is if you get the 2 point, you're up by 3 possessions now. And that's going into halftime at this point. So that's the risky run. But either way, even if they don't get it and it's 15, if they go for 2, then it's still Titusville will need a touchdown, two touchdowns, and a two-point conversion.
Two-point conversion. That's the caveat to it. I mean, with the way you've been playing as well, you can afford to not get the extra point. You'd still be up by 2 possessions. And assuming that you don't score again, you're going to force Titusville, if they do score, to have to go for 2 as well. So, I mean, that's why I say go for 2. And it looks like they are going to go for 2 here. And
so the timeout switches the call here. Eau Gallie going for 2 to go ahead by 3 possessions. With under 2 minutes to go in the first half, Allen in the shotgun with Tay Welch. 2 receivers either side here as they set up in the shotgun, going for 2. Allen lines up here. Brings a man in motion across as Xavier Larice. Fake to Larice, give to Tay Welch. Welch lowers his head, and he's in for 2 more. So at the end of the day, it's a good call as Eau Gallie goes up by 3 possessions as they take a 17-0 lead, and that also kind of wipes, so to speak, that missed extra point off the board and off their concern list as with a minute 50 to go in the first half, it's 17-0 Commodores.
Looks like we do have a Commodore on the ground.
Not what you want to see there.
No, don't have a number or anything like that. Hope the young man's all right. But, yeah, back to that 2-point. Yeah, he's going to pop up here. I think he's going to be okay. But
that's Tay Welch.
Well, certainly not what you want. It was kind of a pile when he plunged in there. He is going to pop up and run off on its own power, so that's good to see. But, yeah, I like going for 2 there. I know the coaches up here disagreed, but, I mean, like I was saying, I mean, if you don't get it, it's still a 15-point game.
Yeah, I mean,
the way your defense has been playing, I mean.
No harm, no foul. And
exactly.
The way your offense is running, too, you're good running the football close.
Exactly.
And you have the playmakers, whether it's Small, Welch, Larice,
whoever.
Maltzby, you know, you have the guys to get 2 yards.
And I think, yeah, you know, if you can extend this to a 3-possession game, why not give it a run?
So Titusville with 3 timeouts now and a minute and 50 seconds to go in the first half, trailing by 17. I think they really want to score here before the half. They still don't have a first down to their name through this first half. The Eau Gallie defense has just been ravaging this Titusville offense.
They're going to have to go through the air.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Eau Gallie defense has completely taken away the run game, and I know that's how this Titusville team makes their bread, but it ain't working tonight. You're going to have to open the playbook up. You're going to have to let Tank Harvey spin it a little bit. And if you want to get back into this.
Clean return this time for Titusville. Christian takes it in. Doesn't get a good return, though, up to the 20. So Titusville takes over their own 20, minute 45 seconds and 3 timeouts. But something that I think we may be overlooking as well in talking about this is they don't need a touchdown here. When you have a guy like Dean Roberts, the field goal range is deeper with the time that they have. But field goal cuts it to 14, touchdown cuts it to 10. That's the silver lining there.
I think you do need a touchdown here, Jackson. I mean, assuming if you're going to go down here and score, I think at this point in the game, yards have been at a premium for you. Points are certainly at a premium for you. I think you got to capitalize on everything that you can and cut this lead as much as you can. So I think it's imperative to get down here and score.
And Tank Harvey is in the game after going down on defense on their last possession. 1st and 10, Titusville at their own 20, a minute 45 to go in the first half. Harvey play fakes, dropping back, looking upfield, rolls out right. Harvey takes a big hit there, and he's sacked for a loss of a yard.
That's Barry again, man. 2 drop picks, but he said, you know what, I won't drop this.
Made that one
personal. Drop Harvey.
It's a loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11 to come, and that's going to be Titusville's first time out of the half with a minute 28 to go after the sack by Rayshawn Barry. Coco's rolling another touchdown, fumble recovery, and a Boggs touchdown, 30-0, and something to look at in that game. Obviously, that team is not – Coco hasn't given up a point since that Norland game in early September. This Berkeley Prep team, I was thinking they could easily win the game, but I thought they could put up some points, but that shutout streak may keep going all the way to the regional finals.
Certainly looked like it. Who's on docket for them? Who's playing in the other side of the bracket?
That would be Bradford or Newberry. Either way, Coco would host.
Right. Number 1 overall seed in that bracket. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about either of those two
Bradford
teams.
Bradford's be the tougher test.
I think they're typically a pretty good program. I knew Newberry's got their ups and downs. Obviously, they're a second-round playoff team, but
3 seed.
3 seed. Yeah, I mean, Coco's rolling at the right time, man.
Yeah, they look good.
I mean, me and Caleb saw him last week. It's like varsity versus JV last week.
2nd down and 11. This one just going to be a handoff up the middle, and he gets clotheslined there by A.J. Forehand, the Duquesne commit. And now Eau Gallie's going to be the one taking the timeouts.
They want the ball back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Titusville at this point is just trying to get to halftime. And Eau Gallie's saying not so fast. We want the ball back here. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. It is a gain of 3, but Titusville still with a long way to go. No first downs here in the first half yet, and overall offensive yardage pretty much around where they started at 0.
And I think at halftime, Holmes is going to have to pull this team aside and say, you know what, boys, we're going to have to dig deep because right now Eau Gallie looks like the more inspired football team than Titusville does right now.
And ask and you shall receive on that score. Donnie Reber updates us. Newberry leading Bradford 13-6. So
Okay.
Coco's next round opponent could be Newberry, a team that they aren't as familiar with in the postseason. They've seen Bradford. They beat him for a state title last year. So I know Bradford wants another shot at Coco, but they may not get one.
Where is Newberry, Jackson?
Geography's not my thing.
It's in Newberry, Florida.
I was going to guess that, but yeah. Couldn't tell you where in Florida that is.
It's over by Alachua, if I'm not mistaken.
Walking globe over here.
I did win the Geography Bowl 3 years in a row, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
I believe it. Going to set the clock back to 1:23 here ahead of the 3rd down and 8 play for Titusville. And we'll see what they go out with here. If they're looking to move the chains, I think they got to throw the football. If they're trying to get to halftime, they'll run it. I think that's simply the breakdown here.
Well, EG still got a pocket timeout, so even if they run the ball and get a stop here, I think you do what you can to get a first. And keep
Harvey
this drive
throws
going.
a slant,
They
caught
do.
by Brothers, first down and more for Titusville, across the 40. There goes Brothers, and nobody's going to catch him all the way to the house. Touchdown, Titusville, and the Terriers are back in it. They moved past their first down, going for their first touchdown, but
I don't know what the flag is. It just kind of popped out. He's waving it off. I think it just fell out of his pocket.
What a play there for Titusville as they go 78 yards to the house. Tank Harvey to TJ Brothers, and the Terriers are back in this game.
And all it could take is a big play, man. And look, it was just a simple slant pattern. He got out of the corner. There was really no help out of the linebackers. I didn't see if they were on a blitz or what, but Harvey puts a good ball on him, and receiver puts his foot in the dirt and just shows his speed, outruns everybody in that secondary.
Dean Roberts on for the extra point. 1:11 to go in the first half. Great decision to throw that football for Titusville, and it cashes in not just for a first down, but for a 78-yard touchdown. Roberts' extra point is as sure as they come right down the middle. 1:11 to go in the first half. It's 17-7 Eau Gallie. Now, Eau Gallie will get the ball back here, but their lead cut to 10. That's a huge play. I mean, they had only completed maybe 1 or 2 passes on
they had the one out pass. I think was the
that's
only
their
time.
completion.
And look, that's what I was saying. You don't have to just chuck it deep and throw the pill all over the yard. Quick passes, something to get into a rhythm, something to get your athletes out in space, whether it's a bubble, a slant, a hitch, whatever. Go get them in space. Let your athlete go make a play, and that's exactly what they did right there. So now you're right back into this game.
Brothers this season, 252 yards and only 1 touchdown. Make that number 2 on the season for him and put that as Tank Harvey's 7th touchdown pass from 78 yards out. What a play there. And, again, that's a good ball by Harvey, don't get me wrong, but that's pretty much all your receiver from there. Once he catches it, hitting that seam, and that was just a foot race, which Brothers wasn't going to get caught, in any situation there.
No, man. As soon as he hit the second level, he was gone.
And now Titusville to kick off from their own 40. This will be their first kickoff of the game.
No, at this point, I think it's almost imperative. Well, I don't think it's imperative that Eau Gallie goes down and scores here, but, I mean, it certainly helps to kind of retain some momentum going into the half.
Don't know what the discrepancy here is here at the kickoff.
I don't either. You got to watch an onside here, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
You certainly got to watch an onside kick coming out from the half.
Definitely. 1:11 to go. Titusville with 2 timeouts. Eau Gallie with just 1 now. And the Commodores now looking to score again before the half with a little bit more motivation behind it than just to put more points on the board. Roberts on to kick off. His first of the night, and he's going to go deep with it. Roberts will be returnable from the 5-yard line here for Eau Gallie. Got to watch Xavier Larice. Larice trying to get to the edge. Has the blocking help. Larice up the field. There goes Xavier Larice. Off to the races. See you later. No flags. Touchdown Commodores. 95 yards to the house for Xavier Larice. And 14 seconds later, the Commodores put their lead back at 17.
Well, that certainly helps. There are flags after this play. They're going to get them for celebration, which, all right. But, yeah, I don't know that it was. I think he did it up. He was, like, wiping his nose. It did look like a throat slap. I don't think it was, but regardless. I mean, I just talked about it. It wasn't imperative that Eau Gallie went down there and scored, but it certainly would be nice to bring some momentum going back into the locker room. And whatever momentum Titusville just had, Eau Gallie just grabbed it and said, no, you're not taking it.
Saw that a week ago at MCC with Noah Flores stealing the momentum from Orlando Christian Prep for the time being. Some of those lethal returners, you just want to keep it away from them, whether that's kicking it through the back of the end zone, kicking it to somebody else, kicking it out of bounds, because realistically, there's really no upside to kicking it to Xavier Larice, and that one he makes him pay. Once he hits the corner, no shot you're catching him.
No, and it was set up by pretty good blocking there, right around 25-ish yard line. I didn't catch the number, but great seal-off block, turned his backside to the sideline and kind of opened up a hole for Larice. And
an extra point here will be from the usual distance. The 15-yard penalty will go on for the kickoff. Karpowicz on for the extra point. He is 1 for 2 on the night, or actually 0 for 1 on the night. Make that 1 for 2. Karpowicz is good. And Eau Gallie's lead with 57 seconds to go in the first half is 24-7. Now, I'll tell you what, Logan, what I really wanted to see in the postseason from Eau Gallie was that offense to come alive. Me and you saw them put up 40 points on a top 50 university team. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now to this Eau Gallie offense putting up 24 points.
And an offense that's coming alive doesn't mean you got to score on every drive.
No?
You got to show that you can. You have the capabilities of driving down the field and doing something with it. The one time that not the one time, but the field goal drive, they were driving down the field, and credit to Titusville's defense, they bowed up there and stopped it. But the other scoring drives, you had a big play, you had a sustained drive, and then you had the other sustained drive that led to the field goal. And now you're getting special teams involved, and you got a kickoff return for a touchdown. Yeah,
man. Again, this is a defense that held you to just 7 points as well in that other contest this season, and I believe, I think their only touchdown they scored was defense or special teams. That was not an offensive touchdown. So this defense held you to nothing offensively in your first game. Mm-hmm. And here in the first half, and yes, won the special teams touchdown, but that's 24 points on the scoreboard. That's big improvement from Eau Gallie.
17 offensive points. That's, 170% more than, I think. Something like that. No. I'm not going to do math.
17 more points than you had before. And now they will have to back them up 15 yards for the kickoff. So Titusville will have a shot to return it here, no doubt. Terriers still with 2 timeouts, now with 57 seconds, getting the ball back, and Eau Gallie kind of challenging them, say, hey, nice touchdown. Now you're still down by 17. Do it again. Kickoff back from the 25-yard line now for Karpowicz after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike after the touchdown. And Karpowicz just going to give it all he's got here. Going over the head of all the returners. Kamari Jackson's got to pick it up. He will inside the 10. Nice kick by Karpowicz. And still returning across the 25. And that's going to be where that ends for Kamari Jackson at 25. And I think on that one, if you're Titusville, you just have to have somebody deep there, at least to take it and don't give up the bounce there, because that runs clock as well as, makes it a little bit harder than it has to be.
Yeah, you got to know that Karpowicz is, capable of kicking it pretty deep. Pretty good kicker in his own right. I know he missed the one extra point, but outside of that, hit a 22-yarder and then made the last one. He does have a good leg. I mean, he just drove that. I mean, it could have bounced into the end zone if they let it.
48 seconds to go in the first half here in this regional semifinal game. Titusville with 2 timeouts, trailing by 17 points. Now set up at their own 24-yard line for 1st and 10. Got to move quick down the field here with only 2 timeouts and 48 seconds. Got to use the sideline. Harvey drops back to pass, rolls out right, slips out of a sack. And
he lost the ball.
He loses the ball and dives out of bounds with it. That's a loss of big yardage. The clock does stop, though, with 41 seconds to go, but the probably least ideal way to start the drive there besides a turnover.
The thing about it is Eau Gallie's defense knows you pretty much got to drop back and pass, and that's going to allow them to kind of tee off with that defensive line and get into a pass rush early. And I think at this point, you fumble a snap there, make it second and super long. You might just want to run the ball and take it into the half. 2nd down and 16 now for Titusville, back to their own 18-yard line. 41 seconds to go in the half, and the Terriers with 2nd and long. Here for 2nd down. Play fake by Harvey. Pocket collapsing quickly. Got to watch his backside. Gets away. Going deep into coverage. Oh,
what a catch. Across the 50, breaking a tackle inside the Eau Gallie 40. And finally brought down. That is Ralph Smith. And I got to immediately give credit to a man in the comments, Danny Sylvia. He literally said, throw a deep fade to Ralph and let him out-jump everyone. He just did that. So
and that was a nice ball on the run, too. Kind of put it behind him, like you said, let Ralph Smith come back to it and out-jump him. And excellent job, good pitch and catch. And
the FAU commit there was right on his back again. He broke one sack from Josh Roberts, but Roberts was bearing down on him again. Just heaved that ball downfield, and Ralph Smith goes up and gets it for him and gets it across midfield. Now 1st and 10, Titusville at the Eau Gallie 41. They now only have one timeout to go with 25 seconds. One timeout each to go the rest of the way. And now with Titusville, you have some time. You have one timeout in your back pocket that you may save for, if you end up having to kick a field goal, you might save to set that up. But besides that, you're still playing to the sideline, but now only 41 yards to go all the way to the end zone. Also got to give credit to Tank Harvey on that football. I mean, he lofted that one up where only Smith could get it under pressure. It's a high-level ball. Under pressure,
and I don't think he feels 100% either. I mean, we saw him go down once. He kind of got up slowly after he, went after the fumble on first down, and just gritty, man. Just airing that thing out and being tough.
Coming out of the timeout, 1st and 10, Titusville at the Eau Gallie 41. Trips near side, one receiver far. Harvey in the shotgun. Drops back to pass again. Pocket collapsing immediately. Emmanuel Small gets home. That's not what you want to happen. Clock continues to roll in. You're dropped back to midfield. And I think Titusville just had to burn their last time out.
They certainly did. I mean, player of the half so far is Emmanuel Small.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a couple sacks he's got. He's got a rushing touchdown, and kid's been all over the field. And
that's why that kid's going D1 to Wagner.
Yeah,
Big
Wagner
stop
got him
there.
one.
And now Titusville out of timeouts with 19 seconds to go and well out of field goal range, as that was a loss of 9. 2nd and 19 to come after the timeout back at the 50-yard line. While we have a break, I'd like to tell everyone again about the Florida High School Athletic Association and remind anybody that any unauthorized streaming or unauthorized rebroadcast of streams is strictly prohibited and could bring sanctions upon you or your school, and again is prohibited by the FHSAA and the Brevard Sports Network alike. So again, no unauthorized broadcasting or retransmission of a broadcast allowed by the FHSAA. As we get set to go after the big sack, 2nd and 19 for Titusville at the 50. No more timeouts. 19 seconds to go in the half. 50 yards of the end zone. I would say about 25 to Roberts' comfortable range. Harvey, quick drop, lofts that one. One-on-one, has his man, but it's overthrown to the outside, looking for Smith, who got a step on the outside and over leads him to the sideline. Incomplete. 3rd and 19 here for Titusville.
Yeah, I think the corner turned a little bit too early and allowed Smith to get behind him. If that's put out in front of him, that's 6 points.
Yeah. 13 seconds to go in the half. Again, Titusville, no more timeouts in their back pocket. It'll be 3rd down and 19 for the Terriers at the 50. And I know this would mean a lot to both of these programs. For Titusville, been quite a while since they've been back to the regional finals. For Eau Gallie, hasn't been a little while as well. 3rd and 19. Harvey drops, lets this one fly. Has Brothers upfield. It's caught inside the 10. TJ Brothers inside the 5. Clock will stop with 4 seconds. And they're going to have to get up, get set, and clock it.
I don't know that they're going to have time to clock it. I think you're just going to have to get up and run a play.
4 seconds to go in the first half.
As soon as that down marker set, that ball's going to start, and you have to have at least 3 seconds to
Here they go. Quick clock by Harvey.
He took a knee.
Yeah, he did. Did he drop? Hold on. We got a flag in as well. Clock stops with 3 seconds to go. Yeah, I don't know if he spiked it in, took a knee, or just held it and took it. If he took a knee, that's half. If he had the ball in his hand, that's half. Flag anyway. But yeah, that was a little confusing. That was a heck of a play by TJ Brothers, but whoever was on that tackle. But whoever was on that tackle for Eau Gallie might have saved the half here.
I don't know. In high school, I would assume not. So you're going to get an extra timeout.
Eau Gallie's sideline.
Well, as soon as they set the ball, I think they're going to start the clock. So I don't know what Titusville's doing.
Yeah, they're on their sideline here. They got to get lined up. 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, there they go. They just ran the clock, and that's
it.
The half.
That's halftime here from Eau Gallie, and the Titusville Terriers a few yards away from another big touchdown from TJ Brothers, but the false start, and they're not even on the field ready to snap it. And whoever made that tackle for Eau Gallie just saved a touchdown. TJ Brothers with a heck of an end of the half, but the Terriers with, just an unforced error there to end the half to give it away.
Harvey with about 150 yards and a touchdown off 3 throws.
But nothing there at the end of the half for Titusville on, one of their best drives. We'll head to halftime here in a regional semifinal match, and Eau Gallie with a 24-7 lead here with, touchdowns from one deep one from Joseph Allen to DJ Maltzby. Had a touchdown run by Emmanuel Small, a kickoff return by Xavier Larice, and a 22-yard field goal by Chase Karpowicz. For Titusville, it was a 78-yard touchdown pass from Tank Harvey to TJ Brothers as we head into halftime here at Eau Gallie. Our score is 24-7 in favor of the Eau Gallie Commodores, and early in this game, Eau Gallie's defensive line making big plays, forcing Titusville to throw the football, which honestly they've done fairly well here, but Eau Gallie's just been able to control the ball offensively, get down the field, and they hold a 17-point lead here into halftime. And other score update in Brevard County, Cocoa with a heavy lead over Berkeley Prep, looking to hold on to head to the regional finals again. For those asking here, what happened on that last play? Well, Titusville deep ball gets down inside the 5-yard line. Now, the clock stops when that first down is gained, but once that ball is set, it starts again. It's not like an incomplete pass or an out-of-bounds play. It does reset. Well, they get down there and try and spike the ball. The line didn't get set. Somebody was out of position. Somebody moved. False start happens. What that means, they back them up 5. Same scenario. Once the referee sets the ball, they whistle it live, and Titusville.
It's like the spike never happened.
Titusville did not put anyone out on the field. Clock runs out. We go to halftime. Long story short, if Brothers gets in the end zone, they score before the half, but they never really truly run a legal play after that, so the clock just runs out at that point. So that's how, Titusville doesn't get anything before the half, and now trail by 17 with Eau Gallie receiving the second half kickoff. And that opening drive of the second half is going to be huge for the Commodores to try and score. If you're Titusville, trying to compound on that offensive momentum you were starting to build by putting up some defensive momentum as well to start the second half. As we will take a break up here in the booth for the next 15 minutes or so and come back for the start of the second half of action here from Eau Gallie. Your score at half, 24-7 in favor of Eau Gallie. Welcome back here live from Eau Gallie High School for the start of second half action in tonight's regional semifinal game here as the Commodores lead at halftime 24-7 over Titusville. And before we get back to action, I'd like to thank our great sponsors once again, both Doug Connor Inc. and Family Wellness and Health and Associates. And Logan, take it away.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and tell you about both of them here. Doug Connor Inc. is a family-owned and operated construction company serving Central Florida since 1985. DCI offers a full line of construction services, including complete site development, recycled concrete, aggregates, debris collection, and removal. DCI offers a variety of services designed to ensure the quality, timely, and cost-effective completion of a wide range of commercial as well as residential projects. With their commitment to outstanding service, DCI has built a loyal and solid clientele with many repeat customers. DCI would like an opportunity to provide your company with a quote on your next development project. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact our office at 321-259-8349 or visit them online at www.dougconnorinc.com. I'd also like to thank Family Wellness and Health Associates, Inc. FWH and Associates, Inc. goes beyond just healthcare coverage. Whether you're caring for family or yourself, their holistic approach ensures your health, wellness, and overall well-being are supported with expert guidance and care, all at no extra cost to you. FWH and Associates, Inc. has several locations across Central Florida ready to serve you and your community. Find a location near you and come on in. They can't wait to meet you. To find your location, visit www.floridablue-fwh.com.
Once again, I'd like to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association as well. They are the place to be and the place to look for all state-sponsored and state series events here in high school sports all across the state of Florida, and especially talking about football with all the brackets, the rankings, and everything you need to know regarding Florida high school football. Go check out the FHSAA at www.fhsaa.com, and also on social medias at FHSAA. And also make your plans to attend the high school football state championship games down in Miami at the newly named Pitbull Stadium down at FIU. And make your plans to attend those state championship games. All that information on the FHSAA's website as well.
And they do a nice job with the brackets. It's very easy to kind of sort through the different classifications and go view those brackets. I was looking at them earlier today at work, and pretty user-friendly to sort through the different brackets, go see what the scores were, whose potential matchups may be, and for a dummy like me, it's very nice to be able to easily navigate a computer screen.
And again, I'd like to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association for their permission to broadcast the state series event here in the regional final here between Eau Gallie and Titusville. Again, the second meeting between these two teams this season. The first meeting was 7-3 Eau Gallie. That was a final. Here at halftime, it's already 24-7 Eau Gallie leading. So a little bit of a different pace this time around, and traded some blows before the end of the half. But that's kind of the nature of what this game is going to be. It was going to be back and forth, but Eau Gallie hopped out of the gates up 17-0. Titusville scored quickly, and then Eau Gallie housed the next kickoff all the way back to go ahead by 17 in the break, in which they will receive the second half kickoff after they deferred the opening coin toss. And look at these two teams. Eau Gallie looking to advance to the regional finals, back for the first time since 2020, where they lost to American Heritage. For Titusville, it's been quite a bit longer since they've been to the regional finals and trying to get a swing at either Bishop Moore or Denellen in their own respect. And look at these two teams by strength of schedule, which is something you really got to look at when you talk about high school football these days, with how the rankings are put out and how seeding is based. You look at Eau Gallie, their average rank of teams they've beat is 178. For Titusville, that average is 213. For Eau Gallie's margin of victory, though, average margin of victory is 25.8 points. For Titusville, that's 15.7. Their strength of loss for Eau Gallie, only one loss, so an average rank of 22 with an average margin of 21. For Titusville, however, that's an average rank of their losses is 42 with an average margin of loss of 16. But you look at 42 when you have 4 losses, that's the 15th at the time that I compiled these, 15th in the state Cocoa, 91st in the state West Orange, 27th Eau Gallie, and 35th Seminole. So both these teams get to this point, I think, due in part to the schedules that they've constructed as well.
All right, Jackson, what are you doing here? Are you kicking it to Larice?
Absolutely not. Kick it to anybody else.
I would be weary of an onside kick here.
Yeah, definitely could be in the cards here for Titusville. And you talk about Larice. One kickoff in the first half for Titusville was a 95-yard touchdown for Xavier Larice, right back to the house. So I think back there next to him, looking to catch his number to confirm my suspicion. But I think that that is Tay Welch. So either way, not a great option back there to kick to either of them. Good to see Tay Welch back on the field as well for Eau Gallie after he went down a little bit after his 2-point conversion that he converted and quickly hopped back up and now is back on the field for Eau Gallie. As we welcome you back here to the Brevard Sports Network's coverage of high school football here on the Brevard Sports Network. As we get set for the second half, Dean Roberts to kick off. And he will go shorter with it, going to that second line and returning it. And trying to bounce to the outside. A solid return again here. Up almost to the 20 to the 35-yard line there is the return by Noah McMinnis. And that will put Eau Gallie 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line to start the second half. In the first half, I believe only had one punt in the entire half. Obviously, they had 2 offensive touchdowns and a field goal, as well as, actually I think they had 2 punts in the first half, and that extra touchdown came off a kickoff return.
I believe that is correct. Imagine they're going to stick to this run game. They've had pretty good success running the ball, and I think they're going to continue that.
1st down and 10 for Eau Gallie at their own 35-yard line. Trips bunch receivers near side. Allen in the shotgun. And turns, gives to Tay Welch. Welch to the left side of the line. And he's going to pick up about 1 or 2 on 1st down to make it 2nd and 8. After the run on 1st, it'll be 2nd down and 8. Commodores at their own 37. After the carry by Tay Welch. To start the drive, we saw Welch and Small getting carries in the first half. Small with a touchdown run on the ground with Welch's 2-point. Titusville brings a big blitz. Play fake. Allen on the slant. Just through the hands of his receiver looking for Makai Biggs on the slant. It's going to be 3rd and 8 now for Eau Gallie. Big blitz brought by Titusville. Had Biggs open, but threw his hands incomplete.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage. Got him beat to the inside. Just kind of threw his arms and wasn't able to haul that one in. Would have been good for a 1st down.
Yes, it would have, but that time incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Eau Gallie at their own 37-yard line. Opening drive. Titusville's defense looking to get a big stop. And dropping back is Allen. Looking to the outside quickly. Caught at the sticks. Goes across. Had the 1st down.
They're going to mark him short, I think. Maybe.
It looked like with forward progression.
They are. They're going to mark him short. They're going to mark him about a foot short, and I think he crossed it.
Yeah, I don't
when
like
he
that
caught
spot.
The ball. I don't like that spot either.
Well, he caught it at the line to gain, and then he stretched out and got pulled back. That ball definitely crossed the 45-yard line, but they're going to go from where he went out of bounds at the end of the play, kind of ignoring the forward progression of it. And that's going to make it 4th and 1 for Eau Gallie, and that offense staying on the field.
Well, they brought Emmanuel Small in, who, like we said, has a little bit more power to his running style, and I think you can imagine who's going to be getting the ball here.
4th and inches for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 44.5-yard line. Allen in the shotgun, no Wildcat here.
We're going to get a timeout. Maybe?
Nope, doesn't look like it.
They blew a whistle.
Yeah, they did, but
okay,
nothing going on. 4th and inches here for Eau Gallie. Low snap, taken in, handoff up the middle, and that one undoubtedly a 1st down for Eau Gallie as they move it up to their own 47-yard line on the carry up the middle. There by Emmanuel Small. And it's 1st down and 10 Commodores, no doubt about that one. That is a 1st down.
Yeah, you see Small check in. I mean, I think you, I, and everybody else on the field knew who was getting that football, and you just got to stop them, and they couldn't.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for Eau Gallie at their own 48-yard line now. 10:46 to go in the 3rd. 17-point lead for the Commodores. Trips near side for the Eau Gallie receivers. Only 2 DBs over here. Something to keep an eye on. Play fake. They'll throw the screen to Larice. Larice getting to the outside, using the burst. Good blocking. Larice across the 40. 1st down Eau Gallie on the catch and run by X-Man that time. Keeps the Commodores' chains moving up to the Titusville 36.
Yeah, and I like the idea of just getting Larice out kind of in space there quick and letting him do the extra dirty work there. I mean, that's a high-level athlete, and you get him in one-on-one situations with the defender more times than not, he's going to make a guy miss.
Now first down and 10 for the Commodores. First down brought to you by Doug Connor Inc. And Allen in the shotgun once again. Now the Trips bunch switches sides of the field for first down. Hand off to Tay Welch up the middle. Welch hits a gap. Welch first down and more. Nobody's going to catch him. See you later. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. Tay Welch from 36 yards out to the house. And Eau Gallie strikes first in the second half with a 36-yard rushing touchdown. What a run by Welch. Hits the gap. Good blocking up the middle. And then it's a foot race that nobody's going to win except for Tay Welch going all the way home for the 36-yard touchdown.
And how many times have we seen that, Jackson? I mean, he's a phantom in a phone booth. He doesn't need much space, and just a simple inside zone give to Welch. He squirts through, and once he hits that second level, he's going to split those safeties. He's got the speed to do so. We've seen it every game we've covered here at Eau Gallie, Jackson, and tonight's no different.
Finally breaks one. Karpowicz extra point is blocked, but there was a flag thrown.
It was a bad snap, too. I
did see a flag fall out from
There
somewhere.
was a flag, yeah.
The extra point was blocked. Looks like changing some personnel for Eau Gallie.
I think they're going to go for it because this is going to move them up.
And this is going to be
– they're going to go for two,
It's going to be roughing the kicker on Titusville. Now moving up to go for two.
I don't think – was it roughing the kicker or was it leaping? Because you can't – or lining up on the snapper because you can't do that.
Yeah. We get a comment. Eau Gallie is in the all red tonight. Titusville in the white jerseys with the blue helmets. Eau Gallie in the red with the dark navy helmets. So now after the penalty, Eau Gallie switches personnel. They're going for two here to look to go ahead back by what would be 25 points now. Allen in the shotgun with Emmanuel Small. Titusville's defense got to get a key on Small here. Eau Gallie going for two, 1 for 1 on 2-point conversions tonight. Allen brings Larice in motion. Jet touch pass, the fake, keep to Allen, and that one, Eau Gallie doesn't get any success. Flag comes in after the play. Titusville sniffed that one out. A lot more flags, still more pushing and shoving. Got to keep it clean here. No ejections needed. Still going. And flags coming everywhere. Things coming unglued here after the conversion was no good. And a lot to unpack now. Didn't see any punches thrown. That's all I can really throw into the mix, but that's about it.
That's the last thing you need because, a punch would be an automatic suspension. One of these teams looking like EG is going to be going on to the second round, and I don't want any suspensions, anything like that, nothing stupid. I know this game's going to be chippy, but I think
they'd kept it pretty clean so far.
And I think on that, I know there's flags on the field right now, and it could have been a lot worse, Jackson. I think both sides did a good job of isolating where the issue was and getting those players off the field as quickly as they could.
Yeah, that one, something arose after Allen was clearly stopped. The conversion's going to be no good. Nothing's going to change there. So the score will be 30-7, but a lot to unpack in the aftermath of which. And, a lot going on there. Saw some jawing, saw some little bit of pushing, and I didn't see a punch, so I'm not expecting ejections, but never know. Coaches heading out here to share their thoughts as well, John Holmes and Chris Sands, respectively. And, again, a lot to unpack. I don't think there's any laundry left in any pockets. I think it's all out there for the world to see there, and we'll see the aftermath. Again, the score will not change regardless of these penalties unless, I don't think there'd be any way they would retry anything. So score will be 37, Eau Gallie leading by 23 after a no good conversion. And I don't know if he was meant to fake that give. Either way he did, and Titusville sniffed it out instead of tossing it to Larice.
Yeah, not sure what the assignment was. It certainly seemed like he may have picked it up, the 2-point conversion, had he kind of flipped it over to Larice. He had some room there on the edge.
And Titusville just brought a lot right up the middle, so when you're standing there almost like a sitting duck and someone gets through, as long as someone keys off that he has the ball, nobody gets faked out, flowing the wrong way. That's the easiest way to get him if you're not faked out. Officials still sorting everything out, and a lot to kind of sort out here because some things may be offsetting, some things may not, and again, if anything has to do with any ejections, which again I don't expect, but also some things you have to sort out. So We'll await the litany of calls here, and we're about to get them. Dead ball, personal foul on Titusville.
Well,
That's an ejection. That's an ejection. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Eau Gallie. No ejection. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Eau Gallie. That's a second. But we did get an ejection for Titusville, so that's a big deal.
Ejection for Titusville, it does appear, and that's going to you're going to get 15 marched off, 15 marched back, and then an additional 15. Eau Gallie's going to get tagged with 15 yards. Yeah.
So I don't know the players that got those two unsportsmanlike. Whoever that is, they can't get another one in this game or they're ejected. Correct. So they have to keep that in mind. Whoever that Titusville player is, I'm going to try my best to figure out just by deductive reasoning here. But, so Titusville's lost somebody for the rest of this game. And if they are to advance, I think they would lose them for just the first half of next game, if I'm not mistaken. So if Titusville's able to come back and move on, they'll still be missing said player for the first half of their regional final game. That's the last thing you can do. 15-yard penalties are bad enough, but you cannot get ejected. And again, if I get a word on who it is, I'll let everybody know.
And you got to assume, it's somebody on their starting defense.
Oh, yeah. Karpowicz with the kickoff here. Going deep and is returnable for Alex Christian. Bumps into his other returner. Christian across the 30, across the 35, and about to the 37-yard line will be where that one finishes up. Titusville will take over their first drive of the second half here at their own 37-yard line. And the first half puts up 7 points. That 7 points came late in the first half on a 78-yard touchdown pass from Tank Harvey to T.J. Brothers. And they nearly had another one before the half got down inside the 5, but the clock ran out on them before they were able to try and punch it in there. So Titusville had some of their best offensive plays and possessions right before the half. But, now you're looking forward to keeping that momentum up into the second half. Mm-hmm. Those asking, why would you eject one and not the other? The one was a personal foul ejection, which could be a punch or something physical. The other two were unsportsmanlike conducts, which have a different set of boundaries there. This one is a handoff, and that's going to go for a quick loss. And shocker, it's Emmanuel Small on the stop on Kamari Jackson there for a loss of 2 yards, and Emmanuel Small has been everywhere offensively and defensively.
Yeah, like we said, he's got a touchdown, 2 sacks, a couple tackles for loss, another one there. I mean, and again, I know Titusville's trying to go back to their bread and butter and running the ball, but saw the most success just hucking it downfield.
It'll be second down and 12 here for Titusville at their own 34-yard line. And you got a big box stacked up here for Eau Gallie on 2nd and 12. They bring all of them. Harvey drops, steps up through the pressure, just flicks it underneath, has Brothers. It's caught across the 40, and Brothers jumps up towards the 45, just shy of the line to gain. Good improvising there by Tank Harvey to make the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, nice job out of Harvey to kind of just flip it forward, find Brothers in an open area, and another good job by Brothers to just make plays in the open space and get close to a first down.
3rd down and 1 for Titusville at their own 45-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. This would typically be an easy running down for him, but it has been a struggle at times.
The power I.
Yeah, I formation. Harvey gives Jamarion Stevens trying to get to the outside, and as I was getting a yard hasn't been easy on the ground, and they will not get it there on the give to Stevens. That'll bring up 4th down for Titusville. No change of personnel yet. Looks like they may be going for it. It's going to be 4th and 2.
I think they got to go for it. At this point, they got to go for
by
almost
23.
Every. Yeah, if they want to get back into this game, they got to go for every 4th down, every opportunity they have to keep this game going.
Here we go. 4th down coming up, and Titusville's going for it. 4th and 2.
Got to watch the hard count here.
Trips near side. Different formation here for Titusville. 4th and 2 at their own 44. Harvey in the shotgun, quick throw on the slant. It's incomplete.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Tipped and too far out ahead of Ralph Smith. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And Eau Gallie will take over in plus territory for 1st down and 10 at the Titusville 44. Huge play in this game right there, and that puts Eau Gallie with 1st down and 10 in plus territory midway through the third, looking to extend their lead even more here. And a lot of momentum that Titusville was building before the half right there on the, Offense just not clicking.
Well, whatever momentum they had at the end of the first half, I think just got absolutely deflated with the kickoff return for a touchdown. I know they almost stuck one in there at the end, and then you had your little snafu, but they've been completely deflated thus far, and now's the opportunity right now if you're Eau Gallie. I'd almost think about taking a shot here and just sticking the dagger in this thing.
First down and 10, Eau Gallie at the Titusville 44. Big score update, Bishop Moore leading Denellen 24-7. Winner of this game, as of right now, could be in line to play Bishop Moore. Play fake for Allen, looking deep. He's going to let it fly. That one's way underthrown. It's intercepted. And a big interception there, and Titusville will take back over.
They're going to lose 15 yards.
Yeah, that was a very late play on
depleted Allen. And he had a man in his face letting that ball go, and that's why it floated on him.
And that one intercepted by Ralph Smith, who he was looking for on that fourth down play. That one, Allen just heavily underthrew there. It goes right to Smith, who intercepted it. Got a solid return, but they're going to lose some yardage on the end of it. It's a block in the back on that one, so that is the call on the field. And, I mean, that's a good play by Smith to get back for Titusville, and all that momentum swings right back the other way. I mean, Allen just put too much air under it, and it goes short.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think he was getting hit as he was throwing the ball, and that's what kind of caused it to flutter up right there. And that block in the back did come on the hit to Allen after the play, so that's why from the end of the interception they're going to back it up 15 yards, not from the spot of the foul.
It'll be first down and 10. Titusville back at their own 20. That's interception number 9 on the season for Joseph Allen. And Harvey drops, looking for the swing, throws the other way. Stevens kind of off balance, backpedaling, incomplete. It'll now be second down and 10 for Titusville back at their own 20. For Ralph Smith, he is their leader in interceptions this season. That's number 5 on the season for him. That ties him for second in the county, one behind the county leader, who's playing on the other side of the ball from him right now, Xavier Larice, with 6.
And he's tall, rangy.
Yeah.
You know, he's
and
a
I
big
think someone
receiver.
said he's a high jump and long jump state
I believe it.
rank, so gets up for that one as well. Second down and 10 here for Titusville at their own 20. Harvey drops back to pass again. Tank Harvey steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Big sack there for Eau Gallie. Emmanuel Small in there, as well as Josh Roberts, the FAU and Wagner commit, combined for the sack. Third down and long for Titusville. 3rd and 15 back at their own 15.
Yeah, just going backwards at this point. I mean, it's been tough sledding for this Titusville offense, man. They want to run the ball. They can't. They've had big chunk plays passing the ball, but that's when, you know, Harvey trying to make a play in the backfield. And when he's been able to do so, it's been good things, but you can't live or die by that. I mean, this front seven for Eau Gallie is just absolutely getting after it from the moment this game started.
They've rattled their game plan. I mean, they've switched to a pass-first offense here. 3rd down and 15 for Titusville at their own 15. Pre-snap movement.
False start.
False start on Titusville will now make it 3rd and 20 back at their own 10. Two things to keep note of. Obviously, a long way to go, but also you're backed up inside your own 10-yard line. And let's say they don't get the yardage here. The times that they have punted, that pressure's been inching closer and closer and closer. This is not a situation you want to be in, because even then, if you get the punt off to Larice, he'll probably be taking it around midfield or inside your own territory.
Well, I mean, this is the part of the field, too, where, you know, you send that pressure. I don't think they've been, you know, sending the straight rush on those other punts. This one,
yeah,
you know.
3rd down and 20 for Titusville at their own 10. Harvey, pocket collapsing. He's going to go down again. Just threw that ball up. Nearly intercepted. That could have been dangerous. Incomplete.
That may be grounding.
I was going to say, no flag yet for intentional grounding. He just threw that one as he was going down. They're going to say, yeah, in the area was T.J. Brothers, who was running an underneath route, and that is why it's not grounding. And that's going to make it 4th and 20 right from that 10-yard line. Nearly was even worse for him. We get our first final. The Cocoa Tigers are heading back to the regional finals as they defeat Berkeley Prep 37-12. And congratulations to Cocoa. They'll be practicing on Thanksgiving once again. Shocker. After this punt, we will have the 3rd quarter water break. It is 4th down and 20 here, and Dean Roberts 5 yards into his own end zone. Got to watch the rush. Larice lined up at about the Titusville 46 for the return. Roberts Gets it clean away that time. That one is going to cross the 50. Larice will take it, backpedaling, trying to return. Larice has it across midfield, splits a gap. Larice still on his feet, but kind of ran into the teeth of that coverage there. And Eau Gallie will take over at the Titusville 42. And as I said, we'll head to the water break here. And once again, like to thank our sponsor, Doug Connor Inc.
Yeah, Doug Connor Inc. is a family-owned and operated construction company serving Central Florida since 1985. DCI offers a full line of construction services, including complete site development, recycled concrete aggregates, debris collection, and removal. DCI offers a variety of services designed to ensure the quality, timely, and cost-effective completion of a wide range of commercial and residential projects. With their commitment to outstanding service, DCI has built a loyal and solid clientele with many repeat customers. DCI would like an opportunity to provide your company with a quote on your next development project. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact their office at 321-259-8349 or visit them online at www.dougconnorinc.com.
Now exactly halfway through the third quarter, 6 minutes down, 6 minutes to go. It's a 30-7 lead for Eau Gallie, and they currently have 1st and 10 at the Titusville 43. Joseph Allen turns, gives to Tay Welch. Welch trying to get around the left side, nowhere to go there. Maybe got a yard there on 1st down. Now will be 2nd down and 9 for Eau Gallie. Clock continues to roll. 2nd down coming up here for the Commodores. Good stop by Titusville, and they're going to need a lot more where that came from here going forward. 2nd down and 10 coming for Eau Gallie. They're actually going to give Welch no gain on that one. They'll be staying at the Titusville 43. For 2nd down and 10. Trips near side for the Commodores. Allen in the shotgun. Turns, hands right in the chest of the running back again up the middle, just across the 40. And that time it is Tay Welch once again on the carry. The Rhode Island commit gets it just over the 40-yard line, a gain of about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 39-yard line.
And this would be, pretty big for Titusville to be able to get off the field at this juncture. You would like to see them do something after the interception, but, obviously they didn't. And off the field, kind of try and hang around in here because, another touchdown out of Eau Gallie just really ends things.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Split backs this time with Allen Welch to his right, Emmanuel Small to his left, I believe here. 3rd down and 6. Allen turns, sticks in the chest of, that's not Emmanuel Small. Yes, it is, to the right side there up across the 35. Does not get the 1st down. About a yard short there on the run by Emmanuel Small.
Gets close enough to think about it, though.
I think they go for it here.
I think they do as well.
I don't think there's any loss in not getting it.
Again, especially the way, your defense has been playing. What's the downside of going for this?
Yeah, if you don't get it, it puts them at the 34. That's not incredible field position either. It's, solid. Going forward here, 4th down and 1 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 34-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hard count, not working. We'll see if they have a play called or if they're going to have to burn a timeout. Allen in the shotgun, looking back to the sideline ahead of 4th down and 1. Back judge counting off now, and they're going to have to take the timeout. No play called there for Eau Gallie. That's their first time out of the second half with 3:38 to go in the third quarter. Leaves them with 2 the rest of the way. It'll be 4th and 1 coming up.
I still think you go for it. I don't think you take the punt here or take the timeout to punt.
Another big score update when looking at Cocoa. Newberry leading Bradford 27-6. And as of right now, Newberry would be the ones heading to Richard Dick Blake Stadium next week to face the Cocoa Tigers. And yes, that is the correct score. It's 30-7 Eau Gallie. So sorry, flip those. Eau Gallie leading Titusville 30-7, not Titusville leading Eau Gallie. And coming out of the timeout here, we'll see who Eau Gallie sends out there. And same set of guys. Took the timeout after trying the hard count. They're still going to go for it, though. 4th down and 1 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 34-yard line. Joseph Allen in the shotgun with Emmanuel Small. Tay Welch on the sideline. 4th and 1. Man in motion is Larice. The give to Emmanuel Small. Titusville brings a blitz. Small breaks free. He's gone. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. Emmanuel Small on 4th and 1. Takes all 34 on that play for his second touchdown of the night. And Eau Gallie's going to go ahead by 30. What a play on 4th and 1. Small breaks one tackle. Just forget about it once he hits the second level.
You know, it's very similar to Welch. I mean, you know, you split that middle of the defense, and you get into that second level with both of these backs. They've got the speed to take it the distance, and you've seen both of them do it so far.
Yeah, they brought the blitz there off the edges. That leaves the middle a little bit soft, and once he hits that second level, Welch, Small, doesn't matter. They're gone. What a night for Emmanuel Small. Taking it into his own hands to keep his senior season moving along. Extra point to put him up by 30. Karpowicz is good. And with 3:30 to go in the third quarter, Eau Gallie leads at 37-7. And what a game for Eau Gallie.
Man, yeah, quite the difference from the first time these two teams played. I mean, you had 10 total points in the entire game, and now Eau Gallie's sitting on a 30-point lead.
Miss Amanda saying that isn't Eau Gallie. I can promise you Eau Gallie's in the red jerseys tonight. That's all I can say. That Eau Gallie is 100% up by 30 points right now. But, yeah, score right now 37-7 in favor of Eau Gallie. 3:30 to go in the third quarter. And, well, it's must score the rest of the way for Titusville. You don't really have to worry about the math right now of where you sit. You just got to go out there on these drives and score points any way you can get them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the way that Eau Gallie's defense has played to this point. I don't know where the 30 unanswered points come from.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to find some answers and soon, and we'll see. It's still time left in this game, but Commodores lead by 30. Deep kick this time, and returnable for Titusville, and slipping down quickly before he gets to the 20-yard line. And, yeah, not the return that Titusville was looking for there from T.J. Brothers. I mean, you can see it out there. I mean, the middle stretch of that field is all sand and dust. But
yeah, I mean, that happens on a natural grass field, especially late in the season. I mean, this field's been played on.
And soccer's starting, so you don't have time to, you don't have a break to kind of retool it. I mean, during the week, it's played on. So, yeah, it is what it is at that point, I guess. First down and 10 here for Titusville at their own 20. 3:27 to go in the third. The Commodores lead by 30. As, you know, Eau Gallie looking to go back to the regional finals for the first time since 2020. You know, where they lost to American Heritage. It's a pretty good program if you've heard of them. Yeah. I assume you have. But, yeah, so the Commodores trying to go back there, but this time they would be a host seed and in a 1 seed in this region. As of right now, it would be against Bishop Moore. First down and 10 for Titusville at their own 20. Harvey, high snap, broken play. Harvey trying to make something out of it, and he just goes down, sacked for a loss of 3 or 4 yards there on first down. And
I don't know that he was on the same page as Kamari Jackson there. I believe that was supposed to be a draw play, and somebody didn't get the message.
It's going to be second down and 12 here for Titusville at their own 18-yard line. And, yeah, Titusville got to get something going here soon. Second down and 12 coming up, and Eau Gallie again just stacking the box, bringing that pressure, and they bring them all right at Harvey. Throws the swing, and that's dropped by Kamari Jackson, because that's at the point now where they're just rushing everybody and thinking he can't get the ball off quick enough and, you know, cool, calm, and collected enough to complete a pass.
That's it. I mean, like, now, I mean, it is a high-risk, high-reward strategy. It has paid off most of the game for him. Harvey is the type of player that can make a play in the backfield, and we've seen it a couple times, but they're banking on we're just going to get to him. And
well, at this point, the score how it is, too, it's just try and beat us. If you beat us over the top, then we'll change. But until then, it's working.
Yeah, and we're not going to change until
they can't run the ball at all as long as they're running like that. Third down and 12 for Titusville at their own 18-yard line. Harvey drops back, one-step drop, throw on the slant is caught. Smith still on his feet and picks up about 9 yards on 3rd and 12. Will make it 4th and 3. Solid play design there. Gets him open on that slant. Looking to break another one big. Can't get it that time.
Good play call. I mean, they're going to that zero coverage, showing all that blitz zero coverage, just a straight man-on-man across the board. And a man beater is a slant. I mean, you get a tall, rangy receiver like Smith be able to get the inside leverage on the slant, and that's what can happen. I mean, now this is a huge 4th down.
Could be the last gasp here for Titusville. 4th and 2 at their own 28-yard line. Harvey drops. Quick curl is open. What a catch. That is a catch. as Jamarion Stevens keeps that ball off the ground up by his shoulder. That is a catch, and that is a Titusville first down presented by Doug Connor Inc. And that's good play by Stevens because that ball easily could have, had that little bounce off the ground or move, but he tucked that ball up on his shoulder pad and held it tight. Didn't move at all when he hit the ground.
Shades of David Tyree.
Yeah.
Who's David Tyree, Jackson?
Giants wide receiver,
there we
helmet
go.
catching.
All right.
Come on. I do have ball knowledge. I'll give you that. First down and 10.
Uh-oh.
Low snap, ball on the ground. Trying to make something out of it. Harvey throws it. Wide open TJ Brothers, and he slips down. But the fact that that play gets positive yardage is credit in and of itself to Harvey to make something out of that. And that's going to bring up now
5 yards on that play, man. It looked dead to rights, rolling back there. And, again, that's what Harvey can do. He has the capabilities and the athleticism to make pretty wild plays.
And he's second down coming up. Bishop Moore leads to Nellen in the fourth, now 31-7. And so it looks like getting closer and closer that whoever wins this one when it's said and done will be playing Bishop Moore. Very good football team.
Historically a very good football team.
2 seed in the region. Harvey play fakes, throws a screen to Stevens. Stevens hauls it in, breaks a tackle. Jamarion Stevens to the edge. Stevens has the first down and more. Stevens will not go down. Finally wrestled down across the 45. First down and 10 for Titusville. And finally you give Jamarion Stevens open space, and that's, as we talk about him so much, and that's why he's so dangerous. When he gets open field, he makes plays like that. He just hasn't had open field all night.
That's what I've been saying earlier on in the game. I mean, I don't know why they didn't go to this approach offensively earlier on. Just quick bubbles, quick slants, quick plays like that. Get your athletes out in space.
That's how you beat the, all-out blitz. First down and 10. Harvey drops, has time. Pocket starts to break down. Harvey rolls out right, motioning his guys downfield, heaves it across the field, wide open, lofted ball.
Holy
it is
cow,
caught by Jamarion Stevens. First down, Titusville inside the Eau Gallie 40. And again, it's Jamarion Stevens.
And they're putting him in at slot, which I think is a wise decision. To, you've got a good back already in Kamari Jackson. You're not going to be able to really run the ball. One of your best athletes is Jamarion Stevens. Why not put him at slot? Let him run routes. Let's get him the ball in open space and see what happens. In back-to-back plays, it's worked out for him.
3 seconds to go in the third. They do get the playoff. First and 10. Harvey stepping up, pocket collapsing, nearly gets sacked there. Running to the outside. Harvey still on his feet, and nearly gets a first down, and he was nearly sacked easily by Michael DePenta, who just didn't see that he was right next to Harvey.
Yeah, I don't. He was staring right at him.
Standing up looking at him, but doesn't jump on him, and Harvey gets free. Nearly gets a first down, but that's going to head us to the fourth quarter, the last 12 minutes of the game. The last 12 minutes for one of these teams' season, and as of right now, it's looking like that's going to be Titusville, but they got 1 quarter left to try and pick up probably the biggest comeback I've seen in high school football history. But what I've learned in 4 years above anything is never say never when it comes to high school football.
A Terrier down on the sideline.
That looks like Tank Harvey.
Yeah.
Holding his left knee here. That's not what you want to see. Not the time. Well, there's never a good time for that before I say anything, but definitely the worst possible time to have your quarterback go down. In light of the score and everything that's going on, Harvey's put himself on the line all night. We saw him go down with a stinger at linebacker. He's done a lot defensively. He had a big interception, in last week's game, I believe. And, you want Harvey out there. I mean, last week in the first half, they didn't have him. They fell behind 14-0. He comes in the game, and they ignite a run to make this game even possible for them. And they're going to need him here in the fourth quarter as well. But they're not going to have him here for the first play, as he's just helped up on his feet as the teams take the field. As it stands here, it's going to be second down and 2 for Titusville at the Eau Gallie 30. Really good drive setting up here for the Terriers.
They're going to have to wait to start the play.
Yeah, Harvey walking across the field back at the other side's 30-yard line where he went out of bounds before they flipped the field. The last 12 minutes going up on the clock, and for one of these teams, last 12 minutes of the season for these seniors, last 12 minutes of some of their careers, a lot goes on the line here. Still a lot to fight for, regardless of what the scoreboard says. And but for Eau Gallie, I think one more stop, and especially if you get another score, then that puts it out of reach. Some more score updates. Newberry leads Bradford 27-13 in the third. That would be Coco's next round opponent. Bishop Moore leading 31-6 in the third. winner of that one will get the winner of this one next week in the regional finals. 2nd down and 2 here for Titusville at the Eau Gallie 30. This one's going to be a toss to the outside, trying to get something going, and TJ Brothers is going to lose about 5 yards on 2nd and short. Not a good setup there. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. The Duquesne commit A.J. Forehand flies in for the TFL. Quay Sanders in at quarterback for Titusville. And you look at a guy like the Duquesne commit A.J. Forehand this season defensively, picks up another TFL there. I mean, coming into this game, he was 8th in the county with 92 tackles. 66 of those are solo tackles and 20 TFLs. Adds another one there. And that's going to go down as a loss of 5 yards. 3rd down and 7 for Titusville at the Eau Gallie 35. 4 down territory the rest of the way, though. Field goal doesn't do you any good.
And they are warming the kicker up on the sideline.
Sanders drops back. Pocket collapsing. Quay Sanders hit as he throws. It's intercepted by Eau Gallie. Taking hits, still on his feet around the edge. And as I was just touting him, that is the Duquesne commit, A.J. Forehand. And I don't know, that ball popped up in the air off of Sanders and intercepted by A.J. Forehand. First turnover of the game there for Titusville, I believe, and that's Quay Sanders coming in the game and throwing his 3rd interception of the season there to A.J. Forehand. 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 31, and that may have just been the play that, in a roundabout way, kind of seals it. Huge back-to-back plays by A.J. Forehand, gets the TFL and then gets the interception to put Eau Gallie back on offense at their own 31 with under 11 minutes to play with a 30-point lead. Any touchdowns from here on out initiate a running clock on this drive. 1st and 10, handoff underneath. Titusville brings a blitz and get home with a big TFL to start this drive, however. On the give that time to Tay Welch. Leading the charge was, looked like number 42, Lorenzo McCullough, which would be his 5th TFL of the season.
Go back to that heads-up defensive play. Is that going to go down as a fumble recovery or an interception defense?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what the call on the field was.
He threw it forward? Okay.
Yeah. So, it's an interception. Trips near side, all bunched up for Eau Gallie. 2nd down and 13 at their own 28. Allen in the shotgun. Turns hands off again, right up the middle, breaking into that 2nd level. Still on his feet, flag down. Welch has the 1st down, but a flag is down, so we'll put a pause on the celebration for now. Nice run for Welch. Nearly broke it again. But again, there is a flag down back at the original line of scrimmage. Personal foul. Chop block on Eau Gallie. So that's going to back them up and negate the 1st down and take 15 off. And that'll back them up here. They'll make it 2nd down and long for Eau Gallie. 10 minutes to go here in this one. It's a tough penalty there for Eau Gallie. It's going to back them up really far considering the TFL on 1st down. That puts them at their own 14-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd down and 27.
What do you draw up here on 2nd and 27?
May not get you a lot of yardage, but has the potential. I would go with tunnel screen to Larice and see if you can set it up to the outside and maybe break one. But
yeah,
if not, if it's 3rd and long, you just run the ball. 2nd and 27 for Eau Gallie at their own 14. This one will just be a handoff this time. There's Welch to the outside. Tay Welch still on his feet across the 20. Solid carry on 2nd and long. Still makes it 3rd and about 20. And it'll be 3rd down and 20 for Eau Gallie at their own 21 off the 6-yard carry by Tay Welch. At this point, with the lead that they have as well, the biggest goal is just to run clock. 3rd and 20, you don't have to go for the sticks. You can just run the ball, keep the clock churning, and try and get out of here and move on to the regional finals.
I think that's the same sentiment they have as well. I don't really see a need to air this out. You got a 30-point lead. And
yeah. It will be a handoff here on 3rd and 20, and trying to get to the outside there is Emmanuel Small and gets about a yard on that. It'll make it 4th down and about 19, and that will send out the punt unit for Eau Gallie, I believe, for the first time in the second half and just the 3rd time overall tonight. score for Denellen now. It's 31-15 Bishop Moore late in that game. Again, that would be the regional final opponent for the winner of this game. 8.5 minutes to go in this ball game. 4th down, Xavier Larice back to punt for Eau Gallie. Obviously not something to note right here on this play, but I'm interested. I haven't seen more fake punts from Eau Gallie this year with Xavier Larice as your punter.
He does a nice job punting it.
He's a very good punter. That one muffed on the receive. Ball on the ground.
I believe Eau Gallie
Eau Gallie has it. Standing up with that football is Caden Davis, their leading tackler, and Eau Gallie's got it back in plus territory. 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie. Forehand was slow to get up, pops up, he'll walk off the field. What a play by Caden Davis and Christian. I mean, it's been a little while, but I said early in the first half he had muffed it 3 times. And you can't get lucky 4 times, I guess, because Christian muffs that one, and Caden Davis flies in and falls on that football. Eau Gallie now makes it 1st down and 10 at the Titusville 42, and if the nail wasn't already in the proverbial coffin, I think that just set it in the wood.
Yeah, that certainly did it, man. Tough night, because, I mean, this Titusville team is better than what they showed, tonight. Just couldn't get anything going really offensively outside of some deep passes and kind of off-platform throws and whatnot. And
to counter that, I also think, this has been one of Eau Gallie's best performances since September.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not trying to discredit what Eau Gallie did here tonight. They certainly were the team that was more ready to play.
Allen's going for it all here, deep one-on-one, and both the defender and the receiver kind of lost sight of that ball going deep. Incomplete there, and coverage was Kamari Fletcher.
He had him to the inside. If he puts that inside towards the goalpost, it's a touchdown.
Clock stops with 8:04 to play in this game. 37-7 is Eau Gallie's lead. They have 2nd and 10 at the Titusville 42. And again, if Eau Gallie wins this one, they will be hosting next Friday here at Eau Gallie. No matter who wins, if it's Bishop Moore or if Denellen comes back in that one, but they'll host either way. If Titusville, I don't like their chances, but if there is any way they come back, they would travel either way. That would be the day after Thanksgiving. Regional finals next week. 2nd down and 10 for Eau Gallie at the Titusville 42-yard line. 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Commodores lead by 30. Larice in motion. He'll go behind the quarterback. Allen play fakes. Allen rolling to his left, throwing on the run. That ball nearly intercepted. Great lurk by Jamarion Stevens. Can't haul it in. Intended for Makai Biggs on the slant, who was open on his DB, but he's kind of up a level in the defense. Stevens is in that 2nd level and nearly undercut that ball for a big interception.
Yeah, well, he rolled with the slant. I mean, he had Larice on the kind of that swing pattern, which I think Larice thought it was going to go to him. He rolled with the slant and kind of threw it back across his body a little late, and usually bad things happen when that happens. I'm surprised they didn't keep the ball on the ground these past 2 plays. I mean, I understand taking the shot after the change in momentum there or whatever, but surprised they did not go to the ground game there on 2nd down.
3rd down and 10 now for Eau Gallie. Clock stops with 7:58 to play here from the Titusville 42. Allen play fakes, takes a hit, going deep, wide open. It's caught inside the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Eau Gallie. All the way to the house for the touchdown. For the 42-yard touchdown, Joseph Allen to DJ Maltzby for his 2nd touchdown of the game, and his 2nd one from 40+. 2nd touchdown of the night as well for Joseph Allen. What a play.
Got drilled letting go of that ball, too, man, right in his face, and just let that one go. And great ball. Yeah. Great ball in the face of pressure.
There was, some sort of blown coverage or beat zone, because he was just open on the sideline. And Maltzby goes 42 yards to the house on 3rd down and 10, and that's going to initiate the running clock for Eau Gallie. And if they can knock through this extra point, I believe this is the most points they're going to score in a game all year, and that's coming in the regional semifinals.
Yeah, and they
extra point tipped, and it's still good.
I still think it would have been the most, no, because when they played
they had 43 against Palm Bay and Melbourne.
Okay, because they scored 40 when we saw them against Atlantic.
University.
So, yeah. Or University, not Atlantic.
4:29 and counting to go in this game. It is 44-7. Eau Gallie with the lead, and what a play. Joseph Allen over the top to DJ Maltzby. 2nd deep, big touchdown of the game right there, and great throw. He got drilled there by Bill Jefferson. No help up, and doesn't matter. Big play downfield. Maltzby and Eau Gallie made that statement that they're putting points on the board. Mm-hmm. There's no love lost in this game. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, making a statement. And, you look at this first contest between these two teams, between Eau Gallie and Titusville. A lot of people, controversial ending, think that Titusville outplayed them and should have won that game. Eau Gallie came here to make a statement and say, we are clearly the better football team. We beat you once, we'll beat you again. And they beat them up, front, back, and sideways.
They came out like the team that was more prepared to play, more ready to play, a team that wanted to be practicing on Thanksgiving and playing the day after. And from the opening whistle, it has looked that way.
Karpowicz kickoff goes out of bounds. That'll be a legal free kick out of bounds. We'll start Titusville at about the 35. Here, clock's going to roll the rest of the way, so it's 6.5 minutes. Won't stop unless we have a timeout or an injury on the field for the rest of the way. And for Titusville here, just trying to score to avoid a second-half shutout here. But, it really looked like at the end of that first half there was a turn of momentum, and then the kickoff return happens. Titusville doesn't score before the half. And
that's the thing. I mean, when I was saying Eau Gallie looked like the team to play, they got hit in the mouth a little bit. They took that hit, and they turned around and just threw a haymaker right after and just seized all that momentum afterwards and have not looked back since then.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for out of Eau Gallie all year. The offense coming alive, because even the game they scored 43 against Melbourne, I think they had 3 defensive touchdowns, maybe 4. So even then their offense wasn't, blowing the brakes off of Melbourne in that game. And not to pick on Melbourne, just pointing out a game in which they scored this much. And this one, it's 37 offensive points, 34, and then you got 1 field goal and then a special teams touchdown. But I think this has been their best performance of the season against one of the best defenses they've played all year.
And good teams get better late in the season. We talked about it with Coco earlier. We know that's kind of the gold standard here in this county. Up until tonight, they hadn't let up a point defensively since what?
Early September.
Miami Norland?
Yep.
Yeah. So, the best teams get better as the season progresses.
Clock continues to roll ahead of the first down play here for Titusville. Still no Tank Harvey on the field for the Terriers. Don't know if we'll see him again for the rest of this game. Harvey, just a sophomore. He's got a lot of more high school football to play in his career. Not the end of the line for him here tonight. First down and 10, Titusville at their own 35. And Quay Watkins, oh my goodness. Leveled there by the FAU commit Josh Roberts with a sack coming from his blind side there. And gets hard there on Quay Sanders.
It's a great pass rush there by Roberts, playing that 4 technique, kind of gets upfield a little bit, gets level with the quarterback, extends his arms, cuts underneath, and just decapitates the quarterback.
And a big loss there, a loss of 5. Second down and 15 for Titusville at their own 30 with 5.5 minutes to go. Empty set here.
Looks like Stevens is going to be lined up at quarterback.
Marion Stevens. He has played some quarterback this year. He has over 100 passing yards. Second down and 15. Jamarion Stevens will drop back to pass. He's just going to quickly take a step and run. Stevens trying to go somewhere. He's sacked for a loss of an extra yard or 2 there. Third down and long for Titusville. For Jamarion Stevens, he is a senior, and he's one of the most electric high school players I've seen over the last 4 years in his time at Rockledge and now at Titusville, making a name for himself. Over 1,000-yard rushing this season. Heck of a year for Jamarion Stevens to cap off. Other names, Ralph Smith, TJ Brothers, the 2 leading receivers for this Terriers team, having really big nights tonight. But as of right now, it'll be the end of their high school career as well, playing the game of football. Starting left, right guard, Tavion Kirby as well as a senior. Defensively, Elijah Jenkins. A lot of guys go 2 ways as well, so you're going to lose them on offense and defense. Stevens rolls out left, third down and long. He's going to flick it short. It is caught towards the sideline there by number 13 for Titusville, who does not appear to be on their roster. Looks like that's Britt on the reception. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 8 for Titusville at their own 37-yard line. And the punt unit's going to come out here one final time with 4 minutes to go to give Eau Gallie the ball to head into victory formation. Oh, not quite yet. They'll have to burn some time before they're able to jump into victory formation.
Well, yeah, but
running clock with 3:45 to go. Dean Roberts back to punt. Roberts will definitely be in the running for Special Teams Player of the Year when the end of season comes. Roberts back to punt here for Titusville here on 4th down and 8. Roberts fake punt. Thrown to the outside, caught by Kamari Jackson. 1st down and more for Titusville. And you got to love some fun there. I like it. Yeah, why not?
Why not? You don't have anything to lose at this point. I mean,
Dean Roberts with the 20-yard completion there. I think that's his first pass of the year. So Dean Roberts adds that to his special teams player of the year tally there with a 20-yard pass. 1st down, Titusville up to midfield from Dean Roberts to Kamari Jackson. Yeah, you gotta love a good fake punt every once in a while.
Heck yeah.
It'll be 1st down and 10, Titusville at the 50. Now, Logan, at this point, Titusville's number 3 in our rankings all, as long as we made them. Eau Gallie was number 2. At this point, is it safe to say that it's, instead of Cocoa and everybody else, Cocoa and Eau Gallie and everybody else, or, still just Cocoa, way above the rest of the
I guess we'll never know.
All right.
I figured it out on the field. No, personally, I think it's Cocoa and everybody else. I've seen both teams multiple times, and yes, this Eau Gallie team is good, and yes, this Eau Gallie team can score, but I just think Cocoa's on another level.
Marion Stevens uncorks one and just a yard out in front of Ralph Smith for what could have been a late touchdown there. 2 minutes to go in this one. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 50. But yeah, I think from what we've seen in the playoffs so far from Eau Gallie, this goes from a team that is a state championship hopeful to a team that is, well in the running for a state title here in 3A. There are definitely some very good football teams that they're going to have to go through, but admittedly, it does come to their aid that Miami Central's out of the running, and that puts Eau Gallie up there as, one of the best teams in all of 3A.
I believe Northwestern may have some issues coming down the pipe. I believe I read that. Kind of a similar situation that Central had. Stevens rolls out left. He is sacked for a loss of 5 yards there. A.J. Forehand and company makes the play. Hits the Cam Ward celebration afterwards. Much to the dismay. You know who started that? I don't know the player's name, but he played defensive back at Western. Actually, I saw that. I saw that at Western Kentucky. Yes. I did see that. So I did see that. That's who gets credit for that celebration. I don't know his name, though. Doesn't matter. He's the one who started it. That's the FSU fan talking, not giving the credit to, nothing to Miami that they don't already have. Which I'll agree. Don't love Miami either. Couldn't go undefeated with their super team this year. That's all I'll say. Hey, I'll just say Georgia Tech doesn't only beat UNC anymore. Giant. Jamarion Stevens goes deep. That one misjudged by Larice as he stumbled there. And that one was straight to Xavier Larice. Is dropped on the interception. That would have been his 7th of the season, but slips on the back pedal. And, it'll be 4th down and 15 for Titusville at their own 45. And that, clock stops here. Now going to continue to run. And that's going to do it here from Eau Gallie. The Eau Gallie Commodores put on a clinic here in the regional semifinals, taking down the Titusville Terriers with a running clock 44-7 as Eau Gallie is going back to the regional finals for the first time since 2020 to face either Bishop Moore or Denellen. What a night for Eau Gallie, putting up their most points in a game all season, coming against the Titusville Terriers. For the Terriers, it's on to 2025 as their season ends for the 2nd year in a row here in the regional semifinals. And fun fact, by the exact same score it did a year ago to South Sumter, 44-7. And now at the hands of an in-county foe, as Eau Gallie will host a regional final next week, and they will be practicing on Thanksgiving as they go 2-0 this season against Titusville, and will finish in district play at 5-0 overall. Logan, your takeaways from this one? We talked about it, man. We wanted to see an offensive, firepower out of this Eau Gallie offense, which, we knew they were capable of, just haven't quite seen it. And boy, did we see it tonight. 2nd round of a playoff game. Now's as good a time of any to get that offense rolling. And credit to that defense too, man. They couldn't have done it without that defense. That defense played lights out. Secondary, linebackers, front-level defenders. All 3 levels of that defense played absolutely lights out. There had to have been about 15 total sacks tonight for that defense. It didn't matter who lined up at quarterback. And what a win for the Commodores. And, heartfelt message goes out to the seniors at Titusville. You never want to end on a loss, and I certainly know that feeling all too well. And, it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it goes in this sport. Yeah, for Titusville, a heck of a season, finishing now at 7-5 as a final record. But
still feeling like they were one step away, and what could have been for Titusville this season as they fall to Eau Gallie 44-7 here in the regional semifinals. I'd like to once again thank Doug Connor Inc. and Family Wellness and Health and Associates for their sponsorship, as well as the Florida High School Athletic Association. And tonight, Eau Gallie and Cocoa are going to the regional finals, only losing one team this week, and that was inevitable, either Titusville or Eau Gallie, and the answer is Titusville. Season ends at the hands of the Eau Gallie Commodores. And so next week on Friday night, it'll be Cocoa and Eau Gallie playing for a chance to go to the state Final Four, and only been the two top-ranked teams all year long, and now looking to back that up is I'll wait to sign off till we get the Gatorade bath here once these players can find Coach Chris Sands. And there they go, Gatorade bath for Coach. I don't think that was Chris Sands, one of the coaches, but second Gatorade bath on the far side. Everyone's getting a Gatorade bath, and it's well-deserved as the Eau Gallie Commodores are heading back to the regional finals for the first time in 4 years as they await either Bishop Moore or Denellen. We'll see you then next week, but don't go anywhere tonight as we'll have the Uberzati post-game show coming up where me and Alan will break down the two final scores this week and talk ahead to next week and see what is in store for Brevard County going forward. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight to this broadcast. And final score, the Eau Gallie Commodores knock off the Titusville Terriers to advance to the regional finals 44-7. Thanks for watching Friday Night Lights playoff edition on the Brevard Sports Network, powered by Natwick Insurance. We'll see you soon on the post-game show.